That's the old saw. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So we, looking at this playback of this ATR, uploaded the latest version of this. I think this will load like this. I put the indicators up, and I'm inside of this broker, and we're just running a playback tester here. I'm just bullshitting. This is a low quality video, in case you're wondering why the video sucks, but it's just for chatting purposes, just like my podcast, I guess. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I love trading though. Do you like trading, or are you just, do you want to make money? I guess that's the question. The quintessential question is, would you rather eat shitty food and make money trading, eat shitty food and love trading and lose? I guess the whole checklist, if I was going to have a prop house, there was an interview, somebody said, I was at a party and somebody said that Google has this new questionnaire. So I work at Google and they ask you these insane questions like, in one word, can you describe something? And people are like, what the fuck? What kind of question is that? For job interviews, just one question from Google. And so, people are like, they're stumbling around for that. That's the, so you don't think, so it's really not worth trading unless you can make 50 grand a year. That's what you're trying to say, right? This is Chat with Traders, and we're taking questions on a live hotline today. When you say traders make like 60 to 80 a year, right? I mean, that's so funny, but that is true. People have this conception. I like the one I just watched this morning where I did a YouTube search under Forex and found this guy that has a real high-end fancy white car, and he's down in Florida, and he's driving around, and he just came from the gym. He's all pumped up. He's like, hey, you want to come trade with us, right? Well, a lot of people, then he shows these people, like normal people, not like him, normal people walking down the street. Like, he's like, I'm teaching babysitters how to trade. I'm teaching parents with kids how to trade. Like, I'm not trading. I mean, he didn't want to say this, but I'm surprised he didn't have a shot down the street of like, I'm also teaching these crackheads how to trade. They're in micro accounts, but I'm teaching everybody how to trade. And it's like he was trying to say, well, I'm also teaching like normal people, not people like me that just basically buy high-end cars. Very funny stuff. I love those. It was called Forex Lifestyle video. It's 3 minutes with music that's just pounding your fucking head. It's just nothing but computer music, algorithmic bullshit, rap fucking bullshit. But is it for me to judge? Yes, it is. I'm very judgmental and critical. I specialize in that. So here's the question. In the chat window here says, okay, so this is my one person chat window. Says, I love trading. It's changed my life. Okay, well, some people got divorced over it. So I don't know. It's changed a lot of people's lives, just like cocaine changed people's lives too. Not that they didn't get shit done, right? So people on cocaine are getting shit done. Look at this robot just placed a buy. He just went long here with a little itty bitty take profit, a little late on the entry. So it's changed your life. I guess what I am afraid of is putting a lot of energy into something and not getting the reward for the hard work. Yeah, I think that's actually why I quit going to college, because I went to college and I was flunking out, and I thought, this is going to be a lot of work. 4 years of flunking out, and when I get out, is that job even going to be available? So I was going to work to be a kind of a graphic artist. And there was commercial artist, because I knew I could make money as a commercial artist instead of being the guy that made a bunch of money after you died, Van Gogh. So I thought, well, I want to make money while I'm alive, right? So if I could do some little projects here. So commercial art is where I ended up going, but I went with 3D commercial art instead of painting and drawing. But I did take those classes, and I aced my art classes. Of course, how could you not, right? If you made like vomit, if you drew vomit pictures, there was a guy my teacher in school was I only went to school for one term in community college, so the teacher I had was out of his fucking mind, right? Art teacher's ours, right? So the guy, he had this thing. He was really good at plastic art, 3D plastic art. So he did what he called them was egg charts, and they looked just like eggs. I mean, they really look like eggs, because he had the perfect, he had the perfect kind of clear coat to put on top of his yellow eggs. These amazing yellow eggs, right? And so he had scrambled eggs. He had 2 eggs, sunny side up. He had this one that was 102 fucking eggs, dude, on a goddamn, it was 18 by 12 framed plastic thing. I mean, it's got egg charts. They're probably on the damn internet somewhere. And so he did a lot of mesh wire extruded plastic, like take a piece of plastic, different colors of plastic, extruded from the inside out. Then you polish the outside of the sculpture. You end up with these insane color, as the color squishes through the mesh, chicken wire, whatever. You get these bizarre patterns that just show up randomly. It looks really cool. So that was, and so I realized that college wasn't going to work out for me because the English class I flunked out of. And so that was like, fuck that. So I went to trade school and became a commercial artist. And so in 9 months I was out and working. I was making money. Been working in the real world since 1977. Late 1977. I've been in the same career since 1977. And then when I saw trading, I said, holy fuck. Right? I don't want to work a labor job the rest of my life. I want to do what I see these people doing is just fucking making a decision and making money. No manual labor, no hands dirty shit. Well, I made that decision, made all that fucking money. What the fuck? How do I do that? So that's when I decided I want to go into the trading thing, right? And so that's where I am now. And actually, all the robots took over my day job. So it's a perfect fit. They're able to adapt through the drama of it all. But this guy I'm talking to here is like 26 years old, I think. So he's asking, he wants to make a bunch of money trading. Well, of course, now it's easy. It's all here in front of you. Of course, the only problem is mental skill. So I had not a problem flunking out of, I was very proud to flunk out of community college because the pressure was off to try to also get into, like you said, I put a bunch of time into something and there's no fucking reward. Like, what if I became a goddamn cancer scientist and guess what? They've cured cancer. My fucking luck, when I graduate college with a master's degree after 8 fucking years, they've cured cancer. I'm like, oh, there you go. So much for my fame and fortune. I was a little kid dream, to cure cancer. And here, right? Some fucker beat me to it. Or, yeah, somebody beat me to it, right? That's a saturation of the market. The people did that. There was a time when who's going to school for buggy whip manufacturing right now, right? Who's going to school to, here comes the robot cars, right? Here, the robots are coming. Like it or not. And we'll be dead. Robots will live on. So you'll live, I guess if you want immortality, you put your algorithm into a robot, let that motherfucker go piss people off while you're dead. Can you get a YouTube bot? Like I see people are killed themselves, still got a fucking Facebook page, right? So can't you just have like this algorithm to keep spitting out your same rants that have been re-looped and the robot's got enough, it reads the comments and it responds like you would respond, right? So it reads the comments and then it gets all pissed off and goes on a rant. So that'd be the ultimate, right? It'd be right in that window. Right in that window. Oh, look at the low 8s. So the big move there on the robot. If anybody's watching, or I'm just chatting, I'm just thinking out loud. A low res video. Save disk space. So, yeah, it's. But the thing is, you got to love working it because here comes out work ethic. Now, I used to think actually just the opposite. Like, God, I'm just gonna make a decision. Where's my work ethic? I used to work so hard in the 3D world creating sculptures, and here I have to fucking I'm just gonna make a decision and make the same amount of money of all the fucking hours of painstaking, careful texturing and contouring and working on shit that's like fucking 8 millimeters wide, right? So that world, that's like a very ethical approach to life. It goes way back to medieval times, like you did work, right? There's nobody doing like a code algorithm. What was the only code was language, right? Instead of having to demonstrate something, you could say, I went to the store. You didn't have to take somebody in the car, drive to the store, and then at the end of the ride go, there, that's what I did, right? Language was the first code, right? You have to like literally show somebody everything you're doing, right? But if you like, but see, like, are people exercising because they want to look hot and pick up hotter chicks, or are they going to work out because it's healthy for them, right? The motivation is a guy trying to trade to make $50,000 a year so he get hotter babes, or does he just love trading? And since he loves trading so much, the secondary fallout of loving to do something that you do well, imagine you do it well, is you make 50 grand a year this is how my business ran for years. Okay. In other words, I make something and somebody buys it from me. I love making shit though. I love working with my hands. So, I found something that makes money working with my hand. Now, if you're working with your brain, which is pretty much your trading, I have to say, because you have to endure a lot of fucking pain. If you're waiting to get paid, you're in a position and you see the market fluctuate. And the bigger you're in, the more fluctuations, unless you're constantly taking positions out. If you want to make 100 grand, you might be down. You're down 20 grand, you're up 40 grand. You're down 12 grand, you're up 36 grand. How do you feel about that? Right? You're in a big fucking winning position. You know this is going to make a bunch of money, right? So can you psychologically bear that? Most people couldn't. If you just handed somebody an account that was fluctuating at $12,000 a minute, would they say, I see you've been up like 180,000 and then you were only up 100,000. Did you ever think, like, as you suggested this guy, right? You ever think of just peeling off that 80 grand? He's like, no, because I'm going to make $1 million in the next 4 hours. And just because I'm fluctuating that amount doesn't mean that I don't want to make X in so much more time. So what is your timeline? So you can think about, well, I'll dream about all the gear you'd buy if you made 50 grand a month or 50 grand a year. So putting a lot of energy that just goes with life, right? Life's work, right? Why brush your teeth if you're going to die one day, right? Why do anything? I know I'm going to make $50,000 on the screen. I just want to be able to get it in my pocket. Okay, now that comes down to the fact that you kind of have to take a withdrawal from your account. If you make money in the trading account, you will have to take a withdrawal to realize the actual tangible profit, right? So that goes without saying. But you have to get that flow going. You have to put in 100, take out 50, right? So you can prove to your subconscious mind and your conscious mind that is a trade right there. That's your first trade, right? You have to pay commissions on that. You're going to have to pay a fee for the deposit. So you can... And if you make over a certain amount of money, depending on your tax bracket, you have to pay taxes on it, right? So you got to pay taxes on that. So either you're going to hire an accountant to make it so you can turn your trading. See, what a lot of people do here is they decide they're going to incorporate a trading business, come up with a trading business, and they're going to fill out all that fucking paperwork. They're going to hire an accountant for 10 grand, and they're going to go big, right? They're going to write off all their winnings. They don't have to pay taxes on their winnings because maybe it's in some trust fund. Maybe you hired an accountant that costs 20 grand and he's hidden all your money or loopholed it, right? He's filed bankruptcy. You take the losses. Say you create a legitimate business, right? And you write off all your computers, right? And you hire people to write scripts. and then you write off all their wages or whatever you fucking got to do, right? The laws are always changing. You live in a Herculean flux, for God's sakes. So that's just, but really what you're saying is, you're worried about, can you get the money in your pocket? I'd say just worry about building a trade plan. So right today, you should just build a trade plan, you know, start placing orders, start marking off the charts, print them out on paper. If you have a printer, print them out on paper and just go somewhere else and take a pen and write on the chart right there. I'm risking $20 right here to make $30. I'm risking a dollar to make $2. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I don't want to sit there and place fucking 1Ks all day. Let me just throw in a big fucking pile of orders. Okay, great. You just destroyed the whole idea of doing artwork by the dot, okay? Why does an artist just not come up with a fucking template and just come up and spray paint that fucker? Why didn't Van Gogh or Picasso just go, you know what, I typically do this one move. Let me make a template out of that and spray. Okay, I'm done. Hey, check that shit out. You're like, dude, you know, it looks like your previous work, but I noticed a little pixelation. There's an aliasing in there. I noticed a wallpapering effect that it seems like what you've done is taking your greatest hits of brush strokes and put them in on templates and scripts, and now you're just pressing buttons, right? Just throwing in fucking blanket things. Now, it's not to say that that wouldn't work on the micro level. If Picasso, he does do that in a fractal manner because his brush he's using is that script, right? But you know how many times he placed that one script, right? Boom, 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 and then he went thick, he went heavy, right? He went big on that fucking brush stroke. There's more paint on that one, so there's a dynamic range to the artwork, right? If trading's an art, which you hear this all the time, the art of war, all this art of art fucking shit, but nobody ever fucking, it's all, you have to put it in context. What does that mean to your trading plan? It means that you're going to write a script that makes, I'm doing it right now. So the guy you'll never meet rewrote the limit grids. So now the new limit grids, you can have half a pip part, right? Half a pip apart. I don't know. Actually, that's what the script says. I'm going to run it tomorrow night. I'm going to run that script. Now, that's going to allow you to create a linear or logarithmic entry across 10 times more resolution. You have 10 times the pip resolution. So now you can put in an order that literally, I mean, in a coefficient manner, is slightly different than another 3K order. Like, instead of being, right now you're forced to put in a pip apart on a 3 pip range, 3K. So do the math, right? If you can risk $3, if you only have $3 to risk per trade plan, you can run a 1K with a 30 pip stop. You can run a 2K with a 15 pip stop. But the placement distance on those in a limit drop grid where you're committed to 2K, but on 2 tickets, master stop of 15. You're forced to a master stop. So a lot of the inflexibilities of life are actually things to help save you. The fact that you can't, the fact that gravity exists, right? It's a one-way street. Gravity's a one-way street, unless you stand on your head. So that's working in your favor. That filter's built in, just like the range of the bar is built in. It's so funny that the market's already telling you what to do to it. It's saying, come rate me. I'm sitting sideways. Come Mickey my drink with some, just watching more forensic files of this guy's just getting chicks fucked up and just humping the shit out of them while they're, the old Bill Cosby trick. But that's what, when the market goes sideways, there's a trade for that. So you put out your breakout strategy. Then, when the market, when you see where unfair value is on the dailies, put your limit grids in there. So pick that dollar risk. At $3 a drop, right? $3 a drop, 10 drops, you're at $30. Now, how long does that ticket last? That is the last criteria in my script. So my syntax here is going to be $3, a 1K. Here, let's go to the biggest ticket here, which will be a 5K. So to run $3 risk on a 5K, how tight does your stop need to be? 6 pips. Okay, forget the spread, forget commissions. This is just in a perfect world. So it's going to cost you more than that. I mean, so slippage, commissions, spread. 3 things against you in the real world, right? You get something in the mail, it's damaged, got to get another one, send it back, you're all pissed off, you're on the phone for 3 hours. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay, you just lost. You only live so long. You just, in the time world, forget money. Time is money. So if you got time to do nothing, are you wealthier than the guy that's making $1 million working $4 a day? You're wealthier than him if he's working to be free time and have all his free time on the beach. I mean, this dream that you're a trader, so now you're going to go to the beach and you trade from the beach because you don't have to worry about the fucking market. Are you kidding me? This 1 hour chart right here, as we're playing back this 1 hour chart, you're going to tell me that you couldn't have made 20 pips on the breakout of that fucking low ATR climax up into the top of that goddamn range, right? It's the same thing over and over again. Trap these motherfuckers on the breakout, pull it back to fair value. It goes sideways. The strategy guys come in, right? It's this oldest story in the book. So the hard part is putting that order in, coming in. Got that script. You got that one ready. You got the stop. You got a 6 pip stop order. You got to have a 6 pip stop, 5K. Looking to double your money. You're gonna make $6. You're risking 3 to make 6. That is a 5K. Now you can put that 5K at one price, or you could put them. You could put a 5K in a half pip window now. Okay, a 5K and a half pip window. Think about a 5K and a half pip window, linear spaced, right? Just metrically, not logarithmically, not on a curve. Just that trade is. I got that trade written down here. Now I could write a script for that. Very specific, serious script, right? Half a pip range, 5K. Now, you could also write that as a 10 pip range, and he either have them every so many pips to fill that, or have it so that there's more at the bottom. So martingale, it starts to halfway through the 10 pip range, you buy it. You're only in a 2K. Once you get below 5 pips, you start to get in heavier, right? Heavier all the way till you're half a pip away at the bottom of that order bank. Now, you've just changed the algorithm or the curve or this coefficient, whatever have you, plug it in. And you have more compression entry, right? You have a soft knee. You run a compression. There's a hard knee and a soft knee, right? There's a hard stop. There's a soft stop. Hard stop, 100K hard stop, 200 pips stop. Okay, you're a swing trader. You got a lot of money. Hard stop, 10 pip hard stop, 100K. You're risking $100 plus the whatever. How much you looking to make? Are you risking 10 pip stop, you're risking $100, right? On a standard lot. Trying to make $200. Only has to go 20 pips in your favor. Hard stop. Not a lot of flexibility there, right? It kind of destroys the idea. You just might as well trade. If you're trading standard lot, why don't you just go trade a standard lot ECN almost zero spread broker with slight commission? Right? That's 200 to 1 leverage, right? Big boy scalper account. So people do trade like that because if they're trading really big, if you trade too big for a retail broker, it's going to be a problem, right? You got to get you don't go down to the store. I got to tell you, the people over here at this grocery store come and raid it from the hotel. They raid all the half and half out of there. I got no half and half for my coffee because some goober came down there and said, "Oh, well, I'm just going to treat this like a commercial outlet, buy up all your stock." Well, you think they're going to turn them down? But they're going to start turning them down if he starts raiding them all the time. So the risk, right? And so with a 6 pip stop, you're going to say, "Well, Jesus Christ, man. There's very few places I could trade this. Am I going to put an order 100 pips deep with a 6 pip stop? I don't know. Why not, right? Dollar risk is the same. Maybe that's ridiculous. Maybe with a 50 pip stop down there because you want to get snagged on some big fucking smash that maybe won't go deeper than 50s. Okay, well, that's 1K. That's $5 risk. Now you're in the $5. So if you start your platform, how much... The easy way to do it is how much would you like per button push to risk per drop? If it's $5 per drop, you can start off with a $5 total risk, right? You're allowed to trade a 1K with a 50 pip stop. Now you start from there. Now you go up. You either keep $5 per ticket risk, or you go 5, 6, 8, 10. That's all up to you. I think you can see that if you did the math right, you would just say, look, I'm risking $1,000. I got 10,000 tickets out there, or whatever. I got 100 tickets out there. I'm risking $10,000. I'm risking $1,000 with 100 tickets, right? Got all sorts of fucking wacky shit. Like, I'm going to buy 20K, 1.5 pips apart for 8 hours on fucking the British pound on some wackadoodle fucking thing. But be careful, because your broker, like my broker, shut me down because I had too many pennies out there. So you can't, right? You can. And some of that shit is ridiculous. You think the market's going to spike up 200 pips in an Asian session? It doesn't make any sense, right? So Asian session's a whole different kind of trading style. Asian session, you can make 5, 8, 12, 20, 30 pips. Easy, right? You're not going to see a 200 pip move until the news comes out. Then you bring out your news scripts. You can have different MT4 folders. You can have news scripts. You can have this, you can have that. It's a bottomless pit. It's a bottomless pit, especially when you consider that not only is it a bottomless pit, but the pit is different from everybody's point of view as they look into the market and say, wow, look at this fucking move of 150 pips. How could I make money on these 150 pip moves? When they realize that, well, they're going to have a 50 pip stop maybe to survive the punishment. And maybe they will not make it on the moment they're looking at their screen. Is this the best time to pull the trigger with a 50 pip stop to make 100 pips? They'll probably say, probably not. Because in other words, if you only had to trade one trade a day, if somebody said you were only allowed one trade a day, how would you ever do it, right? You couldn't do it. I mean, you just say, dude, I put a trigger. Oh, at the end of the day, you're allowed to get out, right? If you're up or down. So if you went one trade a day with a 50 pip stop to make 100 pips, okay, well, you're like, Jesus Christ, man, I got to tighten up the fucking stop here. I'm allowed to trade one trade per day. I put a $100 stop on one ticket per day. And of course, if you have a $200 day limit, you're only allowed 2 fuck ups, right? You're out. See you, bye. Well, the answer to that question is, well, fucking aim. Set your trigger to 1K, and then you're like, oh fuck, what's the point of putting out a 1K? I'm only gonna make $3 on this trade. What's the fucking point of that? Okay, well, but you can see that the more you risk, the more you risk per ticket. In other words, would you rather have an elephant gun that only has, I don't know, two bullets in it or something, or would you rather have a Uzi, right, or some submachine gun that pretty much is one size fits all? Whatever is illegal, is the best thing to have, right? So you can get a shotgun real easy, right? Because you can't just spray people all day. Like, how about a machine gun shotgun? That's what I want, right? Just fucking unloads, like just a Gatling gun with instead of bullets, it's got shotgun shells in it, right? Just spraying people. How about a potato gun that turns it into French fries, right? And you're just killing people with frozen fries, right? You're just slicing them. You get the velocity up high enough, it's just going to cut through them, right? Depending how cottage fries, not so much, right? But so if you're trying to attack the market, you're trying to war room, right? You're getting hit by pips. You're under pip fire. You got to get sounds of pips getting launched through a potato Gatling gun. Some kid in his science project had a Gatling gun, potato gun. It's on YouTube. Yeah, that stuff really exists, hard to believe. But back to the trading rant. So I hope that helps. I don't know if that helps. I don't hear a response from the listener. But I know it's tangential thinking, but it's all part of the same soup, right? In other words, if you can't manage your life, if you can't manage your wife, you can't manage your life. So a lot of people watching Forensic Files, a lot of people just killed their wife. They cashed out. They blew up the account, right? I we tried to work it out. Went to marriage counseling, and it wasn't so good. We just kind of we're just winging it. Oh, it looks like a buy here in Asia. So we're coming to Asian session, so you can just sit here and rehearse the whole trading day over and over again. This goes on forever, dude. Just run Strategy Tester, okay? I'm put a link to the guy that you'll never meet that wrote the. Oh, look, it's done trading. I feel like it's the Friday now. The thing just stopped trading. But of course, MACD was taking the trades here. As you can see the MACD. Look at this divergence here. It's beautiful, right? Yeah, I'm trading right now. Sure, why not? Aren't you? Yeah, you put on Strategy Tester. Just open. You know how to open Strategy Tester? You go to your MT4 platform, and you go to View, or you can hold down the Control key and hit R. So, Strategy Tester is how you rehearse trading, really. Just how you put up a template with a pip grid on there, and you build your. I'm using ATR here to build my trade plan. Let's see if I can delete that indicator. So here's how you rehearse trading, right? So on the weekend, you get ready for the week, just like you would rehearse anything else in life, right? Talk to the wall, talk to the mirror. If you're an actor, how do actors rehearse? They talk into a phone, into a recording device, play it back, see if they're any good. They talk in the mirror or something, hire some goof to, or they're just a sociopath. They're just an actor naturally. They just try to, like sociopaths I watch on Dateline and Forensic Files. I'm forever fascinated by people that think it would be a clever idea to cut somebody up in little pieces and dump them in the river. I wonder if they have a trade plan for that, like writing this shit down. And then they'll write the stuff down and get busted later because they actually wrote it out. They're like, I got to think this out. This may be not, I don't want to just guess about this murder. Let me plan this shit out. They don't think to get rid of their notes, right? Like that trade plan. Oh, gee, that trade plan's so good, man. Don't let anybody know about that. I heard Akil Stokes stayed today. It's the dumbest shit I ever heard. It's like, well, if everybody agreed, the market wouldn't go anywhere. Well, if everybody had the same trade plan. But that would presuppose that everybody ran the same trade plan, but a lot of people were selling. And who are they selling against? It's, in other words, somebody has to take the other side of your trade. So if a store liquidates, if they liquidate a store, right, everything goes on sale. They just closed down this high-end store I used to go to, and I go there and I realized that the people that used to go to this high-end store are dead. It was overpriced. I mean, everything, you went in there and it was just like, oh, this is like, top-notch shit, right? But those people that shop there had gone. And the new people are like, fuck that noise. Like, I'm not going to, they're buying shit on Amazon, dude. They're buying meals on Amazon now. Akil Stokes just said he's buying fucking Amazon meals. Yeah, because people are realizing, I don't want to fucking do that shit. I'll outsource it, right? Yeah, so go to your MT4 platform there. Are you on your MT4? You got it open? I'll show you how to rehearse trading. Talking to a guy in the chat room here. I'm assuming you can hear me. I don't know. So yeah, you go there. You hit F9 on your keyboard. Hopefully they haven't taken the function keys off yet. I'm sorry. It's Control. No, it's Control. Hold down the Control key and hit the letter R. It doesn't have to be in caps. I can imagine people holding down should I do that? Like, oh gosh, I'm at the DMV, right, where you get your driver's license. And the guy tells me, the security guy says to me that there was an Asian couple in there. Now, this is just to show you where I think I'm stuck, where I agree with the Asian people totally, because I see the world Asian style, I think. I have too much Zen because these poor people are sitting in the goddamn DMV trying to get their tags for their car or some shit. And since they're literal thinkers, right, they think just straight off the bat, they see that they have a number in their hand that says the letter C and then their number, right? And they think that they don't come to think to themselves that there is actually a D. After they run out of the hundreds, they're going to go to a D. So they're sitting in there waiting to have their letter called. And they're literally listening for I want to hear C39. And all they hear is like numbers. They're like, well, when are they going to call out ours, And they'd sit there all day, like 6 hours. They're still sitting there. The patience of these people, my God in heaven. They're sitting there, waiting. They think, hey, this is how life is, man. Like, dude, Nagasaki, we're ready for anything, right? We can handle waiting until we hear C-39 called out. We can do it. They haven't got to the Bs yet. They're still in the numbers, but we're gonna get there. Yeah, sure. Hang in there. Hang in there. Just think Nagasaki. You'll be able to handle it. Like, they're like, oh yeah, they still got shadows. They still, supposedly there's shadows burned into the walls in Japan somewhere, where when the bomb went off, it just left shadows on the wall, like Pompeii, just like this dog, right? This dog that sits curled up in a skeleton position, just like real life. Okay, here comes the sirens. We have this tradition in the States, 1 p.m., guaranteed, sirens are going off. First Saturday of the month, just in case. They probably think Trump's tweeting. The sirens sync to that. So did you open your MT4? Are you ready to go on this thing? Okay, so you hold down the control, hit R, and then when you see Strategy Tester open up, now you're gonna stretch that out so you can see because the first stretch it out so you can see everything on there. Make it like half the page. Okay, then you're just going to pick your expert advisor, very top choice. You pick MACD sample.exe by MetaTrader. This is their MACD. This is what's supposed to make you all the money in the world. I think if you adjust the settings, you could do it. Actually, you could build a whole you could build an MACD robot, which I may be forced to just do that. Just build, save the settings, and just go, oh, yeah, and see what that's doing. I know what MACD crossover looks like. Just get the stop and then take profits right, and then build 10 of those. And so that's that. And then you pick the currency pair. And I guess I'm modeling every tick. Open prices only. Okay, faster. Controls a very crude method based on the nearest time frame. I don't know. Every tick. I pick every tick. Model. Okay, so did you pick the expert advisor? Pick MACD sample. Man, listen to the harmonics on that. Harmonics on those sirens. They got 2 sirens. And they just got ramped up, and they just synced. So you're getting a Doppler effect between them right now. So Strategy Tester is like speed reading. I'm just playing back the clunky default thing here. So once you go to 31 speed, 32 speed is going to play it back like blistering fast. There's not a chance to really assess the robot under. We go from 31 speed to 32, you just basically hit the pedal to the metal. If you go less than 31 speed, and I don't know where's this 32 speed coming from? Maybe it's 32 based on 16. Probably is, right? So you get that running. So you have to, did you open that zip file? You got to open that zip file. You got to take that, open your data folder, go to Expert Advisors and drop that in there. That should have the execution and the code. So both folders, you have to drag both files over there. Put it in the thing. So now we're just using this as a crude. Now, if you go with the, imagine that's a 10-pip grid or something, and then you can just switch here to candles. There's the candle trades. There's the line chart, so you can practice drawing trend lines in real time. Right, crossover, buy here, pull the trigger. You're up, sell. You're in the trap right now. Sells are coming in, right? But what's the story? Big vacuum to fill, right? Let's get up into this thing for take profits now. You bought the lows. You're waiting for the vacuum to fill on the north side, and you give it a time limit too. Just like your order script's got a time limit, you get a time limit to take profits on this stuff. So coming into the vacuum, here's a classic situation. Sellers are coming in. So I'd be taking profits right there. Boom. That's a 30-minute chart. I'd be totally out of that trade by now. Now I'd reload on limits back at the breakout point here. Terrible color scheme, isn't it? Brutal. So people are going to come in at that this other price too. Orchid. We like orchid colors. This is a hideous color for this, isn't it? So definitely if you're gay or if you're an interior designer, this is all going to matter. These your Gartleys and your all that colors, and does it look pretty? And okay, so rectangle properties. Let's go something with a little something more mundane, something that'll go with your. I notice your kitchen cabinetry is a little bit chromish, so, but we don't want to go too chrome with your. And we don't want to be too icy. And so the line chart I find to be very therapeutic. Playing the strategy tester back in line chart form is real structure, limit, order, placement, buy limits here, right? Oh, next place to put buy limit. Oh, right back to the starting gate, right? So we can also, on the fly, we can trade real time here. Buy limits here, big bank. You put your big deep 4-hour script. Now also you can figure right here. This is going to last all day. Or this lasts all week down here. You're buying all week. There's a script down there just to get used to the idea of having pennies down there. And if your broker doesn't kick you out for putting too many orders in, then for God's sakes, all next day the trade plan is the 24-hour script down here. See? This is what it looks like to trade on buy limits. And here you just got filled because you bought the top becoming a bottom right here. Now you better scalp out up into the halfway of that, right? 50% of that move. Well, maybe you didn't get out. Now you're screwed, see? Maybe you did. You got to rehearse this whole thing, right? If you're going to play a concert, they go to, Prince had a place over in, I think, Illinois, where people came to rehearse before they went on tour. Big, real stadium. Because the problem with the stadium is, it's like moving averages. There's a kickback. So if you're freaked out about the smack off the wall, the delay that you hear in the room, you don't pay attention to your floor monitors, you get lost in the mix. You don't know what the fuck's going on. Show the ask line, which I set hard. I cheated and set it hard to 1 pip. So it looks like you're making money on this trade here. Just line chart analysis. You're in an uptrend. You know you're in an uptrend because you can draw your first trend line up. Okay, there you go, cashing out. No, it's going up. Go figure. Go figure. It's going to fill this void on the top side, right? Go figure. Right? Seen it a million times. And then here, everybody's going to cash out here, right? Go figure. Why would that be? Because it's previous bottom on the half-hour time frame. So you see all the trades there. Very simple. Okay, cashing out now. I'm getting out. I told myself I'd get out on a 50% move of the last price pulse down. Half the position's gone now. I'm actually in money right now, and I got buy limits sitting below. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So we just got filled down here. These are the orders that I said I would put in the day before, right? That's a 1-hour order bank there. Right? So this is our order blocks. These are our order blocks, not the bankers. So we're doing what the bankers watch. I watched about 4 hours of market maker Steve Morrow yesterday. Wow, I thought I was pissed off till I heard this guy. So, the thing is that he's got these hilarious names for stuff. I thought to myself, even this guy can't trade, right? He can't place the order banks in here. If this is the stop hunt, we all know this is the stop hunt. Why aren't we buying this fucking thing down here, right? Because we're waiting for confirmation. Just watch Akil Stokes do his. I want to do a thing on his video because psychologically it's very interesting. He wouldn't put these buy limits in here unless he knew for certain something was going to happen. So this is, if I have a master stop down here, right, so you're playing back these scenarios. Master stop down here. Am I scalping during this pullback? Did I hand place this order? And maybe this, okay, now we're coming into the end of the day. I'm done buying, right? Okay, here comes, I'm sorry, not the end of the day. This is halfway through, because I can't tell, since I don't have a bar chart up. Another problem with the line chart. Here's a big problem with the line chart. No period count. Why is the grid? Oh, I thought this was my grid. It's not. Sorry. I thought that was a day. I mean, I thought that was, it could be a day. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm putting these things in the damn grid that came with MetaTrader. Let me turn off their fucking grid. So, turn off their grid. And show period separators. How much is a day? We would do by time. Okay, so fuck that up. This is all day long. You got to buy limits down here, right? And you got a master stop at the orchid line. Okay, you just scalped that whole bank. You just scalped, right? Now tomorrow's orders are going to be like this. This is still all day long. Now, if this grid bank is filled, let's start over from scratch. Okay, that trade's over. Let's buy the retest and below. So put in a 6-hour order like this. Now we're going to put in a another order here that lasts the rest of the day, but this one's deeper, and then we can go down here and say, okay, we got more dry powder. We will buy all the way down here for also the rest of the day. And we've already made money on buying this trap here. So is this the trap engulf script? Is this going to be what I call a Super Ball entry, where it bounces and it actually ricochets higher almost than it went down? Way more than a dead cat bounce. This is a live cat bounce, right? This cat is jumping back to life. So there's two kinds. You could, dead cat trader, right? Deadcatforex.com. Which kind of bounce? How big is your bounce? Did you write the appropriate script? Well, what we're doing is we're giving this cat like a 12 pip stop. 6 to 12 pip stops. We're looking for him to bounce at least 15 to 30 pips. You could have like a graphic. The EA could run a GIF file of the dead cat on the fills. You could have a little movie loop in the background, right? You get a little GIF of a cat bouncing. Is anybody talented enough to do the code so that you can have it so that his eyes showed dollar signs, right? Can't get the girls to trade on the platform. Cat lovers PETA wants to sue me, but I'm donating all my funds. My PIP winnings go to PETA for the ethical treatment of animals. So somehow it's okay. I've offset that risk. It's like, I overpaid my taxes. Leave me alone. So, yeah, I'm actually donating. Like, how about, where's the rich guys that are, why isn't, I'm wondering when I'm going to hear this, the Zuckerberg guy decide he's going to just say, I'm going to me and Warren Buffett, I'm going to write a big check to the government, try to balance the books here for everybody. Right. Okay, so we can see that we'd be getting out here, and we're in fair value now. We get out of this trade. We're back to the starting gate. In a line chart sense, though, right? You'd be getting out because this is a big pivot. There's a lot of stuff going on. Every price is a pivot. Okay, that's a half hour, though. We got to consider that was a half. We made that money in 1 hour, right? I'm sorry, an hour and a half. So how long did it take us to make whatever pips that was? Structured trade, right? It's just trap entry. Now we sit back. I put more buy limits in now. I look for retest and below. Maybe it doesn't happen. I'd buy one at the market here now. Let the rest fill on pendings. I think it's gonna be a retest. Okay, I bought 1K. I'm just gonna buy another K right about. No, let the limits fill. So here's the thing. You're in 1K with limits below. Do you buy another one right now when it's down cheap, right? And then just say, you know what? Okay, well, 10 minutes has gone by. Every 10 minutes, I'll buy 1K. Okay, now you're in 2K. We still haven't filled on the limit bank. Another 5 minutes goes by. Would you buy another one if we spike down just a little bit lower? Okay, now they're filling your limit bank. You just picked up a 1K. Now you're waiting for another K to fill. You'll be in 4K. Okay. Should you have bought one at the market there? That was the stop hunt, right? I hunted this stop. Right, so this, see, they just filled this. They did not stop this guy out. So was this your baby vacuum? This is the Gartley entry. Okay, now you're in a 5K. And you got pendings galore. Okay, now you're in a 6K. Right. So you've reached your limit. If your limit's 10K, you've reached it, right? Let's see. Now that's for the whole day. I put orders way down here too. This is like a 10K. This is 30K down here. 30K. Now I'm in 14, 15K. Am I scalping out of some of that? Or did I put a 5K iceberg right here? Hand placed, new low, big fat fucking thing right at the edge. All your big fat orders go right at the edge. There you go. Just made 10K, just cashed out. Now these guys, these market orders had stops that were down here. So you have all these trade plans running simultaneously. You need a palette, just like a painter has his palette of colors. Who's got 8 colors of Crayola without blending? Right? Who's doing non-blended coffee? Who's doing hybrid cars? Wow, what's a hybrid car is a scalper swing trader. That's a hybrid car. It can go off-road. It can go down fucking 180 miles an hour with tight suspension, right? It's got tight wheels, right? Highway Star. It's got everything. Could go Baja. So you scalped out of this monster ticket here. They're still coming after your limits. The whole thing is, I'm just buying. Dead cat bounce. How is it, a live cat or dead cat? Cat bounce. And that's it. It's so boring. It's so boring. I don't even have to change time frames. Why go to a 5-minute chart? Dude, just trade on the half-hour chart. You're going to get it. You see the forest for the trees here. Okay, now maybe this is your last chance to buy. Right here, maybe. So you wait for the 30-minute. If it's down again, I'll buy. I'll buy at the market. Every 30 minutes it's down, I'll buy at the market. So if you built a position from this standpoint, what's your criteria for entry? Bought, did not buy, did not buy, did not buy, bought. So you're in 6K. You're underwater. You got to stop down here. You got buy limits for backup, for dry powder here. Just in case you're wrong. In case it's not an uptrend. Maybe this is a new downtrend. Okay. You had to scalp something on this hammer or you're screwed. Here they come. Big fill here. Okay, you just bought a 40K here. You got to stop down here. And you'll buy 100K here with a stop at the same place. So master stop here. This is a 40K. This is an 80K. Right, the total risk here. The stop is connected to this. And inside here, however it's arranged, there's got to be a scalp built into that. So if you buy a 50 pip range, you need to have 10 pip scalps built into that. It'll never survive the market plunging into this trap and trading out your scalps within that, your swings within that, and you have just a big labyrinth. I'm talking about 40K to maybe 200Ks in this thing. At this point, you could drop those. So this one, you've already scalped out of something here, right? And here comes the news. Now, they trapped. Now, don't forget, you're underwater on this ticket, this ticket. This is 6K of market entry. This is 40K of iceberg scalp. This you bought on limits for swing trades. Maybe these are swing trades because you don't have time for this shit. Market's down. Oh, it's on sale. I'll buy. It's on sale. I'll buy. Don't buy at the market when it's coming up and it is not on sale. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5K. 5K fill with a big fat stop. That's 5K with 50 pip stop. Now, you can still risk the same dollar amount in here. Right? You're still risking $5, but you're on 3K to make 8 pip targets. So that's how that trade, that's how you have to trade it. Not to mention, that's without even talking about, that's market limit only. That wasn't any stop talk. Not stop entry. No confirmation on that. Literally buying on the clock, selling on the clock, building positions on the clock every half hour. There is 48 trades per day, but there's not 48 up bars on there. So there, you know for certain. This is another metric. If you took every half hour you pulled the trigger, think about this risk. Just like a goof, but your only rule is you only buy when it's going down and you only sell when it's going up on the half hour charts. There's 48 trigger pulls. How tight's the stop? But in the worst case scenario, the market literally does not back off for 48 fucking bars on the half hour chart. Has there ever been a chart like that? Well, just in case there is, right to the maximum risk on your trade plan. Risk of ruin. Risk of ruin, it's called. So, right to that. Because that trading plan works. As you can see right here. So, being right about these market moves with Gartley's and all this shit, I don't get it, man. This is, like I said, picking out clothes for a chick you haven't met. And you got this fantasy built around how much money are you going to make per year? How many times are you going to fuck her per day? It's ridiculous, man. Nothing to do with how you would do any other business. Like if you owned a coffee shop, do you drool over owning a Lamborghini because you have the best fucking coffee in town? Or just do you like people? Do you want to have customers that want to buy coffee? Do you like owning a coffee shop? Are you Starbucks where you don't give a fuck if you like owning your coffee shop? You find managers that will behave, right? And tell customers, oh, sorry, I got in a fight with a Starbucks barista. It was out of her fucking mind. I didn't realize it wasn't her fault. It was the government that created this rule where I said to her, like, that coffee's so fucking hot. I didn't say fucking hot, right? I said, this coffee's so hot. Can you just take that thermometer and dip it in there and give me a temp? She goes, I can't do that. I go, well, why? The fuck? Well, I can't. Health rules. I'm like, fuck the health rules. I won't tell anybody. I'll put my hand over the camera, the handy cam, the fucking nanny cam. So, I just download a new broker, dude. Just download a new broker. You can't get the EA to work. Just download a whole new broker. Go and download a demo. Open TradeWise, run their EA. Just make it happen. You gotta make it happen, man. So, because we're not going to live that long. We're all going to die. Let's get her done. Get her done, damn it. Get the fucking shit done. Like right here. So, there's no buy. Notice there was no buys. There's one buy here, right? Buy on pullback rule. I bought another one here. Look at the robot even bought one. Look at that fucking robot's a genius. He bought the high of the day like an idiot. I would have bought a close. First bullish candle. I'm sorry. First bearish candle I buy. Half hour chart. So now we're longs 5K with a fat stop. The swing trades, just buy every half hour it's down, man. You're getting a deal every half hour, right? You're scaling in. And if it's down 10 pips, pull the trigger. If it's down 20 pips, pull the trigger twice, right? Or pull it with a wider stop. this is why limits rule, because you could buy at the market and have limits there. In other words, you're buying your shopping price instead of time. So volatility trading is about, oh, if it drops 300 pips in per every 300 pips per hour, would you buy every, like, the Swiss franc is the most extreme example. Could you have bought every 30 seconds it went down with a 100 pip stop? Yeah, but you would have blown up every fucking ticket every minute you bought, or every 30 seconds you pulled the trigger. I don't even know how long that actual move lasted. But you probably, if you got in a millisecond too early, you're fucked, right? So timing's everything. But pricing, the market only has price. It does not see time in the sense the crowd sees time, but the market, in other words, the raw math does not see time. It doesn't know you exist. So I'm watching Steve Morrow talk about market trading and saying, well, there's these three banks and they're trading against you, and they're trading against each other. Right? In other words, the pull, and of course there's a limitation to how much liquidity there is out there. He's saying stupid shit like, "Oh, market can move 100 pips a day." Yeah, you're range trading, dude. Look at the yen. Don't ever believe somebody when they says shit like, "Well, the market moves 100 pips a day." Really? Okay, take a look at fucking British pound. Was it moving more than 100 pips a day? I mean, Steve Morrow, you got to love the market maker people to death, because, but they don't have a concept of fucking volatility to save their life. Most people don't have a concept of volatility. Like Krakatoa is supposed to be the loudest sound ever made. I mean, what is the loudest thing? Like, dynamic range of the market is literally like from something you could, just your ears ringing if you don't even have tinnitus. Just the white noise in the room of your breath compared to a jet plane engine in your fucking strapped to your head. Okay, that's the market. Market's capable of 90 pips in a nanosecond, or 90 pips in a month, 90 pips in a week. Some markets, when the volatility dries up on one instrument, like gold. I used to watch gold trade. It barely traded. $280 an ounce, $300 an ounce. People are like, yeah, whatever. When it got to $1,000 an ounce, man, people look at Bitcoin. 3,000? Yeah, I go to 5,000. Look at it coming back and fill my limits here. Look at them retest that fucker. So I bought right there. Now that big candle, I just bought real hard. Big candle down, buy hard. Buy hard. I mean, buy with a wide stop. Buy that. Buy that over the small pullbacks. Now, the filter, your threshold for pulling the triggers is down real hard, buy. You're a swing trader. It's down hard, buy. You're a swing scalper. Right? You're a swing scalper, same thing. Concept is it's down, buy. Here, wait every half hour, every candle down, buy. Disciplined trader. Got limits down there. You still got that master stop. This is the day's not over. This is the half-hour chart. If I play it back any faster than 31 speed, it's going to zoom through the goddamn thing. But you're practicing being underwater here, too. You're still down on 5K, original 5K. Plus, you added, if you stuck with everything, you're in another 3K. You're even in worse shape, right? And you still have these pendings sitting here waiting to get filled. This is disciplined trading here. You have pendings below you because you've told yourself you risk $50 a day, so you're only in $18 of risk right now, looking to make $36, right? Whatever that number is. So you pick that number, and maybe you scalp out, and maybe you do intervene, maybe you can dance with the market, right? So you can start to step away from having this. You have your limit thing. Now, if you delete all your pendings, if you go flat here, close all, start over, you basically are up $36 on a day. If you go back to your $50 a day risk, even though you're up 36, you don't risk the extra 36. You didn't lose 50, so you still have 50 to risk, and you padded your account. You have $36 now. Now you throw limits in. You go to sleep, right? That looks like it's going down. Looks like it's going down. You're totally flat. You're up on the day. Well, you know what? I'm going to buy one at the market right now because it went down. I'll buy two at the market because it went down for the last 2 hours. Last 2 30-minute bars are down. Buy. So I'm lightly in. I got buy limits below. I've made $36. If they plunge this down, news comes out and they plunge it down again, I will make, okay, I got orders that are 10 pips deep here, maybe 25 pips deep. Okay, they're filling right now. Big iceberg down here, big fat. Like, now I'm really going to start buying. Martingale in right here. Big order. Now, what if I throw a buy limit right now that lasts 15 minutes and it's down this deep? Let me pick a depth that, if the market was open right now, if this is a real trade, I put a big fat order last here for, how about 8 hours, right? Or maybe 2 hours. That's going to make a big difference, right? Now they're coming into this big, massive, I got all this dry powder, right? Okay, now I'm at a 12K. Now I'm in 18K. Okay, I got 10 more tickets to fill before they stop me out and I use my max risk. Plus, I just bought at the market because it's down really big. So I bought one at the market, and maybe I'm getting stopped out on my earlier buys. So I wait another half hour. If I get another down candle, I'll buy. So I just got filled on this monster bank. I'm talking serious risk down here, or serious amount of ticket fills. Maybe I'm filled on 24 tickets right now. And I've got targets set to the floor here just by guaranteed, because I'm just going to do it by pips ratio. So I'm already out of 25% of that trade right now. If everything inside of that window has profits built in, so there's a block inside the block inside the block. And so inside the very core of that, or it's certain, every price is different by a tenth of a pip. So if you dropped them, you can actually pluck through your platform and take off the duplicate orders. So what you can do, instead of worrying about like waiting for setup, you can just go manage your pendings for exposure, take your exposure off, take off the duplicate prices. And you're swing trading this thing, and you're trading really heavy on scalps too. And it's all predetermined scalp limit banks. I wouldn't, like I said, I would swing trade at the market, like build a position at big sell-offs on the 1 hour. See, now the 1 hour chart, a lot less trading, right? 24 button pulls possible. Not likely. Here we only had 1, 2, if we count the big down bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're in 11K, right? With a monster swing stop. So we're swing trading at the market entry for the week, right? And we have scalp banks that are predefined. So we're really not scalping at the market. We're swing trading at the market. If I count every down candle here, I'd be in an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5K added onto my, right? So maybe in a 20K every half hour. Now, it seems inconceivable, but you're building a position during the day for a swing trade. What if you're wrong? Okay, great. You could be wrong. If the overall trend's up and this is 1 day of pullback and you bought every half hour pullback because the bigger picture is an uptrend, but it's not. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, see? Because if my stop is down here and I'm just trading one currency pair, mind you. Now imagine this iceberg order down here cashing out. Can you fucking imagine that? Okay, this is proof in the pudding that scaling in and martingale works. Okay? Did I not? I don't know what's going to happen here. I did not know what this playback is. You have to trust I have not rehearsed this. We could have still blown up the account. We could have still got stopped out. Now I'm underwater on all these swing trades right now. But I cashed out on my scalps, dude. I just fucking made so much money on scalping right here on my limit banks that you just brain is fried. So I'll be running limit banks based on the tenth of a pip entry now. So now you can design hardcore like just hardcore porn, stuff you don't want to see. It's like, man, people post hardcore porn and you're like, dude, like that's like a medical exam. Like that's too much information, right? You gotta put some clothes on that shit. That's when you want to turn gay right there, Hey, get some nicer looking clothes, would you? Your shoes don't match. Your socks are fucked up. Look at them underwater on that fucking, look at that take profit on this thing. Oh, look at that. So, big scalp, we're still underwater. Now we're going to buy right here. Why? Because it's down. So now we're in even bigger. We're even in bigger. Because we have 96 tiers on the 30-minute chart. So we're in about half of the day we've been buying. Another down we buy. Now, mind you, we've just made a ton of money on the scalps. And we're just trading this one currency all day long. Waiting for the half hour to drop. On the strategy tester, a half hour takes only about 2 minutes. Getting ready to pull the trigger. Buy. Okay, just bought. Okay, we're waiting again. Waiting for fills on the next iceberg limits. We're buying all day long. More buy limits. Even bigger. Now we're going to buy 75K down here. Plus, we're always buying at the market on the swing trades. One more half hour down, we buy again. We lock in on swing trades with wide stops. Very small. All 1Ks. We have 75K icebergs sitting below. Okay, they're coming back into the retest. We could have replaced this order bank too. We're by the retest. Okay, we're getting filled on the retest maybe. We just bought the third 1K at the market, and we bought maybe with a wider stop, and maybe we bought bigger because it dropped harder. The harder it drops, the bigger you buy. So, how many big buys were there? Literally, a robot that could just buy bigly on a big down would be another robot that you want to run on top, or you be that robot. You be the bot. So you would have bought, definitely you would have loaded the wagon here, and maybe this one, right? If you're filtering out, or you're down here, so you're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6K. 6 minis. Now you stop buying. Okay, here's where the discipline comes in. Stop buying. Don't buy anymore. You're chasing now. Now you're chasing. In fact, you bought that last thing because it was a doji. Now you actually have you actually pull the trigger because it's a doji. So if you're a price action trader, not only did you buy every marching soldier south, you bought every fucking hammer and doji you saw that was bearish, right? The idea is you're buying the last gasp of the bears, the last gasp. So here you bought that doji because it's a bearish doji. I don't know why white's down on this fucking thing, but it is. Hollows up. I picked the wrong colors. But see, the concept here is you're done buying until you see a down candle. It's just the dumbest strategy you've ever heard in your life. But guess what? Swing trading, because you have a wide stop. Are you a swing trader? You could be. You could build a position on some currency. In fact, you could do a 4-hour swing trade. Every 4 hours is down, you buy. 100 pip stop. Stop buying as soon as it goes up. Let's hope that you're buying into a weekly uptrend. And then you build that position, and guess what? That's a winning trade. Because if you did the math right, and maybe you didn't make a bunch of money because you're buying 1Ks, and then you're going to say, well, I'm going to buy 2K next time, but then you blow up the account. If you do that, you have to tighten the stop. But maybe now you tighten up the stop, get stopped out of the trade. So that's why people are like, well, what do I do? Do I go with a small position wide stop and barely make any money, or do I put in tight stop with a big position and just overtrade it or trade it more often? How many stops am I going to see like that? So here's another candle. You would have bought this down candle. So you're done buying your last for the day. And now we have to retrace into the next session, right? Something like that has to happen. And Maybe your targets are above here. Maybe this is a vacuum you're going after. Maybe you consider this to be the trap. Or is this the new trend? Is this a breakout? Is it going to keep tanking? I wonder. Now, this is one day, and I don't know if this is Wednesday. It could be. But if this is the floor breakout, if people sold new lows, the last auction was here. You got in heavy. Now it's retracing back to the floor. Now, if you hold that until tomorrow, maybe we're here, and even this trade that was underwater is now above water, and that's the swing section of your whole trade on one instrument. One instrument. You're done. Okay. No buys here. You do not chase that. You realize the profit from this last iceberg entry. The last retest, you keep placing a limit grid down here. Now you're realizing profits to here. You should have a script that has a stop here, buys a pack of orders, dumps into here, doesn't even make it to here. Those are the swing trades. If you want your ego, if you want to be a sniper, buy every half hour it's down all day long. Okay. Here's the end of the day. Right? No buys still. Now, the same thing on the selling side. What if you sold here, sold here, sold here, sold here? Okay, well, you just made all that fucking money, right? You sold here, you sold here, you sold here. You're deciding that, you know what? That's a lot of money. You have to realize there's a trap here, and that's what's causing this to happen. So the vacuum's causing that to happen. Now, you didn't make any money on these. You're still underwater on this shit. But you bought here and you bought here into the close, and you'll do the same thing. A swing trader would do the same thing tomorrow. He'd buy every half hour at the market swing traders. Now, it's a very specific kind of trader, isn't it? No, you designed a trader that is very specific to a very dialed-in niche trading system. The half-hour market order trader or the 1 hour market order trader totally works. Totally works. Given a good ratio, if you double your money risk on all those trades, how could you go wrong, right? So here you're bought these last 2 bars here. Goes up, you stop buying. Don't buy. You're already underwater. Don't forget, you're underwater here. You're above water on these market orders, but in other words, your stop was here and your profit's here. You're committed to be a swing trader. This is where you're 2 people at once. Not to mention, every half hour from here on, you're going to buy. Okay, you can't buy that candle. No, you bought this one and this one. Your last 2 buys. Getting in as a accumulation phase, half hour pullback entry guy. That's you. Or that's the robot. And, of course, it only buys every half hour it's down. And, of course, it has to have the proper stop. Or I should say stops. I'd say in the perfect world, it's got no 2 stops are alike, no 2 entries are alike, no 2 take profits are alike. Full spectrum trading across a 5 decimal broker. That's a dream bot, dream trade. Maybe it's even got money management, trailing stops built in. It shifts all the fucking orders, not to one ticket, but moves everything up X. Keeps everything the same. I don't even know if that EA exists. I don't know. The broker would probably fucking freak out. I can think of things that would cause most brokers to just say, well, you just can't trade here. I mean, sorry. Your EA is just asking too much. Okay, so we just bought this. If we literally bought it, it looks like a big down candle. So at the end of half hour, we're going to buy big here. Another big buy. Big buy coming up. If you bought the baby pullbacks, you're in here and here a little bit. But don't forget, we're underwater. Just itching to pull the trigger here, though. So I've seen this. Oh, seed bought. Robot just bought. You bought. Waiting another half hour, you got dry powder all day long. See, the thing is about having dry powder. Let the market take you into its trade, right? Let the market envelop you, right? Let it let it come into your. It's like Aikido, martial arts. Let it come into you so you can kill it. Right. This is let the momentum of the market work in your favor. So it's spiking. That's what you want. You're getting the best prices, and you're getting a fire sale. You're getting a instant flash auction. That's what you want. And so you have to have a trade plan for that situation if you're babysitting the market, which apparently, if you can get to the market, if you can get to the platform every half an hour and see is it down, buy. You buy on your phone like that, right? So you have a big, wide script on your phone. You swing trade, you build a position while you're at work, right? Now, you have to realize that's a swing position. You cannot scalp out of that shit. You got to have a 50 pip stop to make 100 pips. You build a swing trade every 4 hours on a currency that's in a daily, weekly uptrend. And you don't give a fuck. You can't, because then you're going to ruin your strategy. You're going to say, this is ridiculous. So here I would have bought here, and these no buys here, so I just bought another, and I've actually bought bigger on this candle because it's down more. So I'm still in all the market orders, and maybe I've cashed out of my limits by now. If my limits don't have a take profit past this point, then I'm out of all my limits. Now I'm going to come up with the limits again. More limits this day, just like last day, in the same pocket. And I'm still buying at the market. This could go on for days. Now you could build a position of 22K in 3 days of swing trade entry, literally buying, accumulating with an absolutely simple system of buying every hour it's down, right? I can't switch time frames now because strategy tester playback's stuck at 30 minutes. But this is going to trade bigger. This count would make more money because I would have maybe twice as many entries, or at least 30% more entries, because I have a half-hour chart which I get more signals out of. And literally signals being it's oversold. It's down. Oversold in the sense that it is down lower than the last half hour, which sounds really super simplistic. Too simplistic, as people would say to Ayn Rand. It's too simplistic what you're saying. She says, well, what am I leaving out? My favorite line is, she says, what am I leaving out? Add to it, please. Can you make it more complex? Well, we surely could. Have you ever heard of the Gartley pattern? Oh, no, tell me about this. Well, how do you feel about pastel colors? You know, how do you feel about gladiators, right? So we just bought big there in that half hour. Just saw that big buy there. Waiting for another big buy in the half hour. Plus, we got this limit bank. Don't forget, we got the fail-safe martingale. This is where all the horsies are at the stable. We're waiting to saddle up. Don't forget, got the pending doom down here. Don't forget, we're martingalists. So we have both strategies running. We have a market strategy, no stops, markets and limits. Stops, that's a whole other world of, I think, hedging low volatility breakouts. So that might be, you could have a button for that, like a doji button maybe. Ideally have a robot do that. Structurally, if I see the market comes into, it closes down in the half hour, and it's kind of like nearish the lows. What is wrong with that, right? This is basically like the analogy to the guy that's got the Lamborghini, right? And he's on the boat with he's FX lifestyle, Forex lifestyle. It's about accumulating. You have 50 women you could pick up, right? At the bars. You're going to start at about 2 in the afternoon. First you start off at the library, right? Pick up some fucking chicks with like a pencil behind their ear. Get some nerd chicks, right? They got 5 nerd chicks aboard now. They got wide stops, right? They might be a long-term relationship. You might want to marry them. Then you go, let's take it down a notch. Let's go pub crawl from 3 p.m. to 6 and pick up the kind of the early bird alcoholics that like to get the. They used to call it, so funny, they had a thing here. They outlawed it. It was called happy hour. Happy hour. You get drunk for half the price, like a matinee, right? You come out, your fucking retinas are smoked, but you paid for that. Like, I guess sunglasses sales went up when matinees become half the price, right? Go to the matinee, come out, but say bye-bye to your retina, right? It's very movies just get darker, so people are getting more and more retinal damage, right? And so that's the other thing to consider, right? Retinal damage. So it's too bright. Can you try to back that off a notch? So, yeah. So we're done buying, right? We bought this big thing, and now we're finally, almost above water on these last. And this is the patience part. You wait now. You're swing traders, so you got to wait another day maybe to get paid before we ever eclipse this top. We don't really know the big picture. In fact, we could be in an uptrend or downtrend. It would not matter. I know it seems inconceivable because people put so much weight on the past history, but it seems inconceivable. It doesn't matter whether there is what's really going on back here. Because if you look back there and you said, oh, look, there's another reason. No, that reason doesn't really kind of matter in a way because all that matters is you got in here and you're underwater. So if you can get above this, right, this is the trick. Now, at that point, this is where the hard part comes. Do you let it go to your profits here? Do you add on pullbacks well, sure, if you're buying every half hour for a swing trade, maybe this point you say, you know what, I'm done. Okay, we're in swing mode now. I'm done. Let it play out. So you put so much work into buying every fucking pullback every 30 minutes the day before. Now you just let it go. Let it fucking do its thing. Because why did you buy at the market orders? You didn't buy to scalp those. Those were swing trades. You should be out of your scalps by now. All these iceberg orders that you place down here should be totally flat, right? Should you not be flat on the orders that got in here to get out on the trap here? Right? Not to mention, you could have put sell limits in here for a scalp back. It's not like you couldn't put a scalp back order in here. It's not like you couldn't have, but why make your life a living fucking hell? Just do the same thing on another currency from a buy side position. I'm just with it for myself because I'm not into hanging by my legs. I can't think upside down. I can think this is a no-brainer trade. I bought unfair value with scalp banks, plus I bought every half hours down, and now I'm going to wait until it hits this. I'm not going to touch the account. I'm not going to touch that currency pair because I made so much money scalping this day on these stop hunts. And here, it's very shallow, and this is my last buy, my last big buys. As it goes up, there are no buys. I'm not going to chase. I'm going to cash. Now I'm just sitting there going, holy shit. I wish I would have bought more. This is what's going to happen right at this point. Right? At this point, I wish I would have bought more. And now you're almost at break even on these tickets. Almost at break even. You've realized in this 2 day, it's 30 hours, you know. Now maybe you cashed out of everything. You say, fuck it. Maybe you just buy every half hour it's down because you're out of so much of it. Maybe you did have these buy at the markets. Now, who knows where you had the target set for this? Now, if you set a linear target for this and a stop was here, you made this already, right? You made this already. If you had was your stop here, you made break even, you made that. So you break even now. Maybe you're going to wait. Maybe your check profits are up here. You have to wait now. Or you hit the dump all button and you buy every half hour pullback and start the whole drama over again. But shouldn't you go to a currency that is, this one's already sprung, the party's over here, so to speak, like this thing's already off to the races. Now it's time to think about maybe selling above here for pullbacks in. Or maybe you lightly buy here and maybe you put the limit grids and start the whole drama over again at a higher level. Right? So you start the whole limit grid drama, but now, since supposedly just made a new high for the day, you pull back to fair value. Now you play the game in here, but now you run different sized icebergs, right? And you can just trade from the buy side only and make a mint, right? With the right trade plans in one currency pair. One currency pair. Because if this pulls back and plunges into here, what is the probability? Now you got more money. You can put like 100K right in here like this. Right? Here's 100K pending that starts here. 1K's, 1 pip apart, down 100 pips. Right, master stop down here. Load the wagon. Or you're just buying every half hour pullback. You bought that. Now if it goes down, you buy. But you probably want to look for something that's screaming down that you can say, oh, I'm going to build into this thing. Oh, yeah, market's down 50 pips. Oh, buy one at the market with a 50 pip stop. Okay, walk away. Maybe it bounces 20 pips. Get the fuck out. Come back in. Market's on fire with one trigger pull, with one hotkey set that buys a 1K with a 50 pip stop. You just do that. Then you could change the stop on that one market order, right? Or maybe you got 10 keys assigned to market orders. One buys with a fucking 3 pip stop, one set with a 5 pip stop. And you go bing, 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 across the board. You're in 100K at the market with feathered out stops because you assigned each hotkey on your Cherry keyboard. Just get yourself a Cherry keyboard for 50 fucking bucks used on eBay. Cherry 68. 68G. G68. Just trade that. You would have bought these 2 pullbacks in the half hour at the market. You're ready to cash out as soon as we take out the high here. Or you didn't get out of anything and you're still holding, trying to make this 100 pips here, which is the same amount of money as you would make to make 10 pips down here with a 5K. Do you have a trade plan for this move? Do you have a trade plan for this move? Do you have a trade plan for these moves? Right? Are you building a position tomorrow for a retrace swing in golf? You want to be the engulf. You want to be the wick. You're buying wicks. If you were to watch this on the 4 hour or 1 hour, you just see the wick keep probing. And then the 4 hour completes, right? Maybe the 4 hour completed here. Who fucking knows? But the guy that gets in with 48 possible entries, max, 20 pips stop, what's his risk per day? $2 times $96 a day. You're risking $96 a day. You're never going to see 96 risk probably, right? The market has to literally, for you to risk $96 a day with a 20 pip stop on 1Ks, there's 48 half-hour bars. What's the chance that you have 48 bars down, right? Am I wrong? 24 hours a day? How many half hours in the day? Right, so that's it. It's easy. Problem is, people are like, shit, should have bought more. Jesus Christ, can't believe it stopped me out. That's all in your head. You do the math up front. You trade with fearless adventure. You're armed with a gun that shoots AR-15. You know how many bullets you have with you. You know how long you can be out in battle before you're going to have to come home. Because they're going to fucking start shooting at you now. You ran out of fucking ammo, you nuts. As soon as you're down to only 20 rounds of ammo, you watch these movies and motherfuckers are constantly pulling clips out. Where the fuck's this coming from? The real world's not like you have to have that much ammo. If you really think you're in the war room, God damn it, have a goddamn fucking bayonet. Like the bayonet's like the last, you're out of bullets, you got a bayonet, right? That's your swing trade, I suppose, right? Still got that still holding some tiny position. You just blew out all your yeah, so did you ever get that MT4? Just download a new broker. Dude, you're gonna have to work. You gotta go to work, man. I'm telling you what, I got this guy who wants to make money, 50 grand, he wants to make 50 grand a year. Man, you gotta get your first guitar, buy a used guitar at the pawn shop. You wanna be Jimi Hendrix. It's funny, a guy like Jimi Hendrix, these people that die at 38 years old, 36 years old, man, they got fucking locked in. They locked that trade in. You don't even watch. Elvis got fat and died. See, Elvis lived too long. Elvis should have died when he was hot, right? Go out on top. Okay, well, finally making money in the swing trade. Look at that. Now, there's people that are getting in on this half-hour pullback because guess what? They got confirmation. Their moving averages turned up, right? So everybody's making money on this shit. He's getting in, but he has to get in so much bigger. I'm already in big. I'm a swing trader. He's just a little scalper guy. Like, he has to scalp. He has to trade so big to make the same kind of money I'm making per week. So how much are you making per week? Think about that number. You want to make $500 a week? Okay. Can you make $50 a day scalping, and can you make $200 a day swing trading a currency pair that you don't look at? Every 4 hours you buy at the market, 50 pips stop, 100 pips stop. You're done. $10 risk there. $10 per trigger pull on a currency pair you don't even trade. Hey, look at the 4-hour charts down, boom, buy. Okay, they blow you out. Another 4 hours down, boom, buy. They blow you out, they stop you out. Okay. You're not calculating if it drops 50 pips in 4 hours, you need to run X stop, 50 pips, right? Maybe 100 pips. If you wait 3 weeks on that trade, you might make 1,000 pips because you actually got in psychotically with a 200 pip stop, $20 per trigger pull on a swing trading account. So swing trading accounts, you could just look at that every 4 hours. Every day. Every day it's down, buy. Fuck it. Every day it's down, buy. Fuck it. Put a 300 pip stop in. $30. Swing trading account. You don't give a fuck. Look at this big down. You would have bought hard there, right? Big down. Buy hard. Right? Do you need RSI to tell you that's fucking seriously oversold right into fucking... Besides, you got limits here now. Now you're playing the structure game, right? Now I would buy that. Even if I was still long on swing entry here. And I'm only a day and a half into this playback of the market. A day and a half in. Still waiting to cash out and still underwater on these fuckers here. Well, look at this. Stop hunt. Maybe something got out. Oh, gee, bottom became a top right on the line I drew. Go figure. How fucking retarded is this? It's for dumb people. Especially the best dumb goober trade is it's down hard buy market. Get in. Look, it's on sale. Yeah, no shit. Look at this heavy ass entry here. Look at this. This is the biggest entry right on the whole chart right here. That's the biggest buy. I'd say this big buy, this one, this guy. And maybe this one. So maybe you're only in 4K. Maybe you bought here, you bought here. But notice you're above water on this one. You're above water on this one. Oh, you're already break even on that one. You're doubling up right at the fishbowl, right at the lip of this. I got this book. 1,000 chart patterns. I swear to God, my fucking book's 350 pages. Cost me like, oh God, $60, right? Look it up. Look at all the trading books on Amazon. You blow your mind. Your brain come unwrapped and just spill out on the floor. They had the saucer trade. I thought was it a flying saucer? It's the alien trade to me, man. No, this is the flat Earth. This is the dish. Flat Earth trade is low range breakout. Volatility breakout system. That's the flat Earth trading system. Okay, so I'm buying really big now. If this closes down hard, I'm buying really big. Not to mention, don't forget, I have my buy limits sitting here. Like, I'm always running trailing buy limits. Always. 20 pips deep, 30 pips deep. Hey, you never know. Could be a black swan, could be a spike. Always running that trailing bank, just in case the wheels come off. Now, here's a structure entry. We got buy limits here, we got buy limits here, and we're going to wait for half an hour, pull the trigger like a goober. And if it's down really big, I'm really getting in big with a big stop. Right? That's my trade plan. Now we're coming in to stop hunt. We're getting filled on limits now, right? Because we bought this void that was forming here. We have buy limits starting here, and all day today we're buying even more down here. And at the end of this half hour, I'm going to buy so big, it's going to be insane. I just started getting filled on limits. So I'm sitting with my finger on the trigger. Can't wait to pull the trigger and lock it in. That's my favorite market order trade is end of that session, half hour, boom. Hit the button. You are trading at structure. You're trading on the clock here. It's down so big right now, I'd be buying at the market, actually. Honestly, I'd be buying right here at the stop hunt. If I see this behavior here, I'm just literally buying. I'm pulling the trigger now. And I got limits really low. No, I just bought really big just now at the market. Now I just don't touch it. Do not touch that thing. Do not touch that trade. And so like I said, trailing buy limits, buying at structure on limits. Every one of these tops gets a limit order. And here is your martingale deplorables. You just buy like, oh my God, you just have so much dry powder for this entry. And like I said, this is the biggest down candle so far. You bought maybe 50K there, and maybe you will have to scalp out of that. Right up into this doji, first exit. You watch the sellers come in there too. It's going to hit that, back off. There goes the back off. Now you could rifle through. Don't forget, you haven't been stopped out of this shit. You're still in all of these things, still waiting to get paid. Right? Still waiting to get paid, but guess what? There was one last pullback in there. Uh-oh. But you bought. You bought those 2.5 hours based on the fact that you're a buyer, right? You're a purchasing agent. It doesn't matter what you sell. Your sell is your exit. The idea that you buy or sell, it's inconsequential. Your exit is the other guy's sell entry. You could trade it both directions, but you have to place orders up here now. Sell limit packs up in this top. Right? Got to come in here, put your sell limits up here. Got your buy limits below. You're in a hedge, you're cashed out, boom, boom, boom. You know this, you got to know the pip grid that you're running though, the total risk of this whole drama range. So you bought really heavy here. You see how the sellers came in right at the floor here? Maybe you cashed out. Now you buy in limits. You start buying fresh lows. All the way down here now, real heavy. And in half an hour, if it's down below that, I definitely buy big at the market. Every half hour it's down, I buy big at the market. Just a perfect way to build a position, man. Perfect. It doesn't get any better. Works all the time. In conjunction with the limit orders, you're just, it's insane, right? Insane. No stop entries here. So no hedging. Just kind of hedging if you put limits above, say. Or you sold the market up here. Every time it's up, you sell at the market. Up hard, sell at the market. Up hard, sell at the market. Down hard, buy at the market. Now you built you're in a profitable hedge right now. You've locked in profits on both sides. Now, when it stops out and clears out to take profits of those orders and how that thing finishes out, you'll get stopped out on these ones that you haven't realized. If you sold here expecting to see a profit down here and you didn't realize that, maybe you take all profits, you're up on total thing and you do go flat. You're like, the hedge is totally balanced, get out, you're up. You can always get back in at the market, man, right here. You just bought at the market there. Big down buy. So you're long here, and you got pending sitting here, and you're short from maybe this big up. What if all market orders and limit orders, no stops, up hard sell, down hard buy. Got to have the ratios set. Got to have those take profits. You got to be monitoring your profit window. Are you going to cash out? You're up, like say you're up so big on buying down here, and you realized all the way to here, and now you play, maybe you do have sell limits over here. Maybe you're selling or cashing out. Now you're in on these, and you're about to buy really big here. You're going to triple your position right here. And you got limits galore, right? So you just bought. Now you're in three big trades, and you're about to get in another one. But you're getting in by default on limits right now, not on the clock. All these orders are placed in the big evil stop hunt pool, which exists. We know where the stops are. We know where people's stops are. Just watch Akil Stokes. Okay, people, where do we put our stops now? Come on, goobers. Right here. Right here. We put our stops here. Okay, thank you. I'll be buying those from you. So we bought the market heavy here, and we're about to buy heavy here, and we're about to get filled on more limits, possibly. I'm really going to load the wagon on this thing. I could be wrong. I didn't get filled on the limits, so I bought those 3 big tickets at the market. Good thing, huh? Good thing. So play this thing out. Size this. Donate so much to market orders, so much to limit orders. If you trade 20% market orders 80% limit orders, then you have a very robust approach, right? Now you have this, and plus if you put different timestamps on your limits, so I just got filled on we just tipped into the well of limits there. We just got into fresh orders there. And we're waiting to pull the trigger again at the market, really big. We'll be in 4 big positions, 4 standard lots. I'll put a standard lot, for the drama's sake, we'll put standard lots on those trades, big wide stop. And we have standard lot. Now, how big is the limit grid fills? Are those 5 standard lots? Yeah, 5 standard lots of scalps. So dollar risk is the same. 5 standard lots we're in on scalps right now. We started buying right here at fresh lows. So get the sizing right here is critical. We have a big pool of orders beyond this wick and beyond this wick. We just barely got filled on this. This is 5 standard lots, and we bought 1, 2, 3, 4 standard lots at the market. We're in $1 million position right now. Now we stop buying. If it goes up, we stop buying. We hold on to these. We're underwater on these, and we're still underwater on these, and we're underwater on these. And these have not been stopped out. Don't forget, these stops haven't been hit yet. If they hit these stops, we'll lose the 10K, but maybe we traded 50K here and made this. Right, so we're lightly in, and we're going to buy more. As soon as we take out this wick, we're going to get filled on 40 standard lots. We're at 20K. We're like a 20K here, but we're going to buy 100K here on limits with scalps built in, and all the way to here. So maybe we filled 50K of this limit grid window. Okay, plus we just bought the market again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standard lots at the market, 40 standard lots donated to this. So we are going to donate to the market. We're going to get donations back. Big orders down here. And we're still waiting for the half hour to give us another buy at the market. Of course, maybe this didn't buy as the market is big, because this is down. If you go with how much velocity down, you didn't buy too big here, but you bought big here and this candle. And so maybe you're in really big here, medium here, medium here. This one kind of, but the doji you didn't buy too much, right? You're waiting for that extreme. Now they're filling up all of your limits to here. You still got stops down here. Now maybe they're stopping you out of this if your stop is too tight. So if you put in the Akil-Stokes stop like this is where they fuck you. Like, I just put my stop right there outside of yesterday's low. Good idea, Goober. What else kind of great trades you got for us? Well, and then this is where I don't like to get on stops. Like, if you have trailing buy stops above, you can do this, but it's a lot of work. You got to start deleting these up here or you get trapped. Because once this takes us up like a zipper, you want to be getting out of this one here, getting out of this one here, getting this one here. If you took the Nest plunge and just put order limits down here, buy limits, and you bought every half hour it's down, this is your kind of your baby buy, your last buy. And this is no trade here. You're waiting for one more down candle to here, right? You're waiting for one more plungeola to buy at the market, and you're also getting filled on limits right now. So pure limit fills right now. Okay, now you're in serious. Now you're in, say, $40 million of currency, whatever the number is. And now you still got scalps built into this. So when you get to here, they'll be cashing out, right? When you get to here, they'll be cashing out here. And ideally, there's swing trades built into this limit grid, right? You're coexisting amongst the scalps or swing trades that will cash out to here. And you know for certain that your pull at the trigger button is set to a swing trade stop, right? Okay, they're coming very close to your stops now, right? Coming very close to your stops. But you're getting filled on limits. And now you're in so big, and you just bought at the market here too. Really big, really big. So $0 sell-off. They could keep tanking. So you might say, well, geez, aren't you afraid of blowing up the account? No, I got enough money in the account, right? I did all the math. So we'll wait here for it to wait. So maybe I maxed out the account by this point. Maybe I've reached my limit. I didn't size the limit. I got in too heavy on the half-hour downs. Okay, we just bought again. Another half-hour down we're buying. We're seriously martingaling out here. We are in so big at this point. And call somebody to add to the account a little bit. If you know somebody could add to the account, call them up. We need some reinforcements here. We didn't know the war was going to be this tough. So I'm getting killed here. I'm buying every big bar. I just bought so much on this bar. This is the most I bought this week. So, plus I've been getting filled on limits, mind you, that I laid out to last all week that are even more tickets, even more martingale, even more. And I have more money available next week to buy here. The last level of accumulation. Now, if this one at the market, if this is a swing trade, this is a 1K. This is maybe a 1K. This is maybe this is a 5K. This is a 1. This is a 5K. Whatever the size, because the pattern's the same, right? We look back on this. We look back on this and say, gee, this was a great place to buy because it's going to come back to here maybe. Maybe it comes back to here. We don't know. From the breakout strategy standpoint, you're definitely making money, right? In conjunction with that style, or even now these are not big sells, right? Here's the only sell in the down. So maybe you're running, in other words, to cover you're running a breakout system here, sideways, and every time it goes sideways like this, it means that the orders that you have that are very aggressive, that last for like 8 hours, 2 hours, where it buys a slice of time here, super fat like this, like you would have bought on the pending pre-done pendings, buying new lows. It just made a new low, right? Making lower lows, but you're buying lower lows in these scalp banks. And you've maybe cashed out of 30% of that bank. By this time in the story, so you're trading price action, you're literally trading it. It's trading you. In other words, price is trading you. You placed the pendings, and now price is trading you. Market's fucking you over because you have all of these pendings in there. But that's your trap. Like, that's your Aikido. That's the whole point of it, right? That's the moat. So you have this moat of limit orders, and then you're in the castle making more babies, right? So you're trading at the market, right? You're making more babies. You got her tied to the bed, right? Because you're a real knight in shiny armor. And then you're like, yeah, I'm wearing a knight's outfit. So you're doing a little damage too. You're hurting her a little bit. Well, she doesn't like cold metal, I understand. It's the problem. You know, knights get off these horses and they're like, oh, dude, you smell awful. Maybe that's what they're into. They want these guys that smell manly. Maybe that's what they're into. Okay, so you're really about to blow up your account at this point. Now, it's been 2 days. You've been buying like every half hour, big down. You buy so big. And your biggest buy to date has to be the shaved candle, because there's no wick, which means the true range down. Like if you just, in relationship to, there's 0 wicks on that. So velocity-wise, we know this is the biggest down candle on here. There's this big one on the opening of Asia. Boom. Kaboom. So you just buy more. So you buy more. Then you don't buy. Then you buy more. And you're getting in on all these limits you got out here. Yes, more limits. That's right. I'm buying this thing. I'm swing trading this. All week long. Buy, 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 buy. Okay, so we're really about to blow the account up right now. I'd say that just from the standpoint of we are severely underwater, or we've been stopped out of stuff that we bought 2 days ago. But since we're very committed to this triple threat, like I said, if you had the stops, which we didn't employ the doji, I said this was going to be limit market only. So when does the stop bot make up for all of its bad breakouts? Let's imagine a stop bot. Now this stop bot is looking at consecutive 30-minute bars that are below an ATR. Is very extreme, rare, gravestone, spinning top. These are very rare trades, right? Robot's looking for that entry. So he gets in there, right? He does that trade. He's that good. He's that guy. And he builds a hedge here at the market or on stops, and he makes his money, right? But you're buy every 30 minutes down. Buy. Just buy every 30 minutes down of a certain magnitude. Would buy a little bit bigger position, maybe not $40 million here, right? You got to be realistic. How much money is in the account? And this would be the first target for the limit grids that are down here. Right? So when you lay the limit grid, you got to realize, well, your first take profit has to be here, even though your last take profit may be here and may be here connected to that one order bank. So if you, depending how you build this iceberg, is it going to scalp to here with a stop here? Is it a soft stop? And it gets into this block of the 30K block, right? It's just 30K here, 30K block, and then it's going to feather out its take profits like this, right? Or is it going to be actually risk more, right? Maybe it's a 10K block. It's going to sell here, right? And it's going to take profits inside. The very first ticket's going to be a scalp, right? So scalping here, and the whole thing scalps to here, and it's got to stop here. So it's like market's going to come up, tag your sells. You have a master stop up here, but on the way out, the exits are going to be scalps, and you're going to be cashed out of the whole position. So it's basically it's going to be like a pin cushion where you're going to have to make sure the pins aren't longer than the cushion. Like how many pins? So each, in other words, I hate to make a sexual metaphor, but like if your girlfriend's she's 5'1", and you're hung like you have like an 18-inch stunt dick, right? Then you may want to be careful, right? So it's the same thing in trading. You don't want to break her pelvis, right? You do not want to blow up the account. If you're planning on making babies with her, right? You do not want to, as much as she claims she wants it bigger and harder, faster, deeper, you need to, this is where you need to reel it in a little, right? You need to pull it back a couple of notches. It's just use the head, maybe whatever you can feel, right? If you don't have any nerve, suppose if you don't have nerve endings on the shaft, maybe all this extra, right? These extra deep orders are unnecessary in the market, right? But consider the terrain, right? Consider if you have a 50 pip grid that you wrote, you're just dying to launch this. Now you could run that all week long, right? But take that into account of your total risk per week. So if you have $50 continually all week long, or every day you drop $50 of risk, what is the complete risk per week? And what is the likelihood of fill? And even if you broke your pelvis, you can just, beauty of trading is you just open another account, right? You just take your broken wife in and just, oh yeah, no, you paid the insurance policy. Here's an Android replacement, right? Of course, that's gonna now you got maintenance fees on that because you got to keep it lubricated. So actually, it seems like it seemed like a cheap idea in the end, right? Getting the robot wife. She always is very agreeable. She's trained. If you could now, what is if you could somehow send your wife to like training school, right? So she comes back very domesticated, right? You have to take the you have to put them back on the farm, right? So don't let them go to the city. Keep them down on the farm. That's the old thing. Well, so we had to cash out here. Now notice this is our exit right here. The doji is the exit. The sellers will come in here. We know that for certain, right? So this here too. Now if this rejects this and comes back to this top bottom and it goes to here, look out because it's pissed off. It's down. It's been down for. I'm underwater. I know the other somebody else is underwater. Or somebody's actually in profits and they want to take profits. So it's completely balanced. The market's always rebalancing itself when it retraces, even a little bit, because it somehow has a relief rally. Used to call them relief rallies. If the market was going, I have that relief. Is that like a retrace? Yeah. Anything that starts with an R, right? Return, retrace, rebang, whatever starts with an R. Words with an R this time. Plus, being a swing trader, you're into like it's a relationship with a bad person. So you're underwater for maybe 2 days and then wait 5 days and like, holy shit, I'm a genius. Look at me. Yeah, because you just be able to endure the punishment. That's all there is to it. I don't think anybody's going to be able to call the rate of change coming up. Like, who's making predictions on, well, it's going to drop 450 pips in 38.5 seconds. It's going to drop 450 pips in, I'm going to give about, I think, how about 105 hours? Oh, yeah, 105 hours. Nice call. So in 105 hours from now, we'll be 300 pips above or below. Yeah. Now, you could actually do a symmetrical prediction. Yeah, it's in 100 hours, could we be 60 pips deep? Yeah, you know what? That sounds doable. And maybe not on the Swiss franc. Right? Swiss franc might be trapped in some sideways, go nowhere market, dead in the water, like everybody left the party, right? So it's dead in the water, but be careful because it comes to life. It's going to bite your fucking hand off, right? So dead in the water here at this level, right? And then really, this is like, oh boy, and now a new day has come, right? Remember cats? We'd have cats for the FX Cats site. We play Memory in the background, right? Memories of my day scalping, right? Just saying, for the people building the FX site, Dead Cat Bounce. Memory. Can we get the rights to that Memory song without getting copyright infringement? That'd be beautiful, right? Yeah, I put that on my Christmas wish list. And we only pay copyright fees on that. How much would it cost us? Every time you get to there, your Memory, you just see your account exploding, right? Account explodes. Little gifts all over the place. Little clickbait. You got to bling it out because, trading should be fun. Should be painful. So, here we go. So finally, all of those market orders, underwater for 2 goddamn days now. For the love of Pete, people. So playing out real time I guess I'm in the wrong mode now. Can't get back to my, I'm still in drawing mode. So here we go. Let me zoom out and take a look at how much punishment I've been taking since I started the video. So here I said, we're buying very severely. We're swing trading. We're either accumulating on swings very smallly at market. And here's where I started to really take some punishment. Now, if I hadn't made the money that I needed to make, this is where we have to be multidimensional. We cannot just be scalpers. It can't be just swing traders. It can't be just limit grid things. The scalps to me should be built into the limit grid, because if you pull the trigger at the market, it's going to be ridiculous, right? You should only reserve that for swing trading, I think, because then you're not going to, you could just say, you know what? I'm only allowed to trade this one starting the crudest trade plan in the world is buy when it's going down. That is got to be the dumbest thing in the world. People are like, you just can't dollar cost. Why not? If you do the cost right, you can't just open a restaurant that sells three things. I was at this restaurant, and people were raving about this place, and I thought it just sucked. I go there, and it's like, well, here's your choice of burger. There isn't a choice. You want a burger or don't you? Like, that's your choice, right? You want fries or don't you want fries? Do you want a shake or don't you want a shake? It's like, that's it. I don't know, it's called 2.5 Guys or something. Some fucking place like this. 2.5 Guys. No, I can't remember what it's called. It's called the In-N-Out. The In-N-Out burger. That's what it's called. I mean, I think to myself, this is like a sex joint. The In-N-Out burger. Huh. How many thrusts do I get? How many thrusts to a ice cream sundae? And so, you know, to tell you what the fries were, now they're claiming they took this fry and they diced it on the Dice-O-Matic and then they fried it. But guess what? Not enough grease. Fuck this California shit. They got some no grease law. Goddamn fries are literally like, you need somebody that's on staff that's really good at the Heimlich maneuver, right? You need some Heimlich robot to come out of the wall. These fries are so dry. I'll tell you what, you cannot, unless you have a glass of water chaser, you're going to die. It's unmanageable, okay? Listen. Deep fry it in beef tallow. I don't care if you got to use Crisco. Fuck, if they say fries, fry them. Don't give me these fucking Big Tate. Like Big Tate. Dude, Big Tate is powdered potatoes. They're not even real. Oh, we're buying here again. I forgot to tell you. Meanwhile, this is a huge pullback. Oh, I'm waiting. I can't wait. I had another half hour. I mean, another 10 minutes maybe. Right at structure, too. Now, mind you, we've got buy limits sitting here at structure. Right there. Duh, right? Fucking duh. And we're waiting for the half hour pullback. We are going to buy so heavy at the market. People, what? Now, this is our first glimmer of bullishness where we trapped everybody above here. The sell guys come in here for the trap off of the doji pullback rape set, right? The Ken and Barbie rape set. So we just bought at the market so big that was one of the bigger down candles. Other than this one, don't forget we're building this psychotic swing trade because we're swing trading and we're scalping around our swing trades. We are scalping. We're in swinging small and scalping big with predetermined scalp limit banks. So stuff pending below right now, sitting below this level for more scalpaholicness. We're looking for this scenario. Market takes out this, we buy, we scalp to here and reload that gun. Again, buy on limits, scalp. Off of that. This is long only strategy. You should have been getting out of something that you bought here that, in other words, I don't know what your targets are on this, but if you're buying based on down, you're in on 4K or 40K, if those are 10K pulls. Here you're maybe in a 10K pull with a new stop down here, but you still got limits down here in case it keeps crushing in. And maybe you have it set, though. You know that your big target has got to be this floor, right? Your big target needs to be that. It needs to be. And you have to start getting out of some of your longs as soon as you take out this, because then you know the sellers are going to come in at new highs. Right? And this is the window. This is the undercut. Now you're underwater. You're trapped here. They just trapped the breakout traders that got in on the 8-hour breakouts. They're like, They might be right in the end, see? But the first they got to take them, use the Ken and Barbie rape doll set and play a house, right? And that's got to happen. And that could be your trade. You're waiting for that setup. This is be a Keel Stokes entry. I don't know if he places a limit there, but that's the high probability. Your cash out is here. You know, when you see this void filled, your cash out needs to be this floor. Because if this top becomes a bottom, then you're fucked, and all it is going to be this shit. Right? That's what's to come. Not to mention, there's too many people. It's a crowded trade, right? This is the 50-yard line, 50% of this. This happens to be not a round number here. But it doesn't matter. The market's telling you this is my floor. Was supposed to be my floor, but guess what? We put in a basement. We came underneath your house while you were gone, and we built an addition below you. There's people living in the basement. People under the stairs. You ever see the movie The People Under the Stairs? So the people under the stairs, like this stairway, we still have them living down here. So we have new buy limits down there. Don't forget, we're not assuming that this is ever going to retrace. We're never assuming a total retracement, so we're always trading on scalps below where we're at. Always putting in the buy limits all over again, and pay attention to your margin usage. More buy limits. I'm going to buy again. Yeah, because guess what? Support, right? And beyond, and below, and beyond. So I'm buying here and beyond. Beyondforex.com. We go above and beyond the call of duty. We have limits down here. We have our fingers crossed that we will make it beyond here, up into this floor. We'll cash out of everything. We'll come back in with limits again in here. It's constant rolling over inventory. We need for this thing to stabilize here in the middle of the day right now in the half-hour chart. We're still buying half-hour pullbacks, mind you. Small, very small tickets on the market orders. So we know we have a limited entry of, if it goes on every half hour, that'd be 48K. 48K with a 50 pip stop. 48K with $480. 100 pip stop, 48K, right? So $450 risk per day, possible. That's if every half hour it's down. Then work around that number, right? How much money's in your account? 10 grand. So every day, possible risk of that, 100 pip stop. And looking to make 200 pips, maybe you'll have to stop. When that goes into a up move, it looks like they're done making new lows because you've been buying all the new lows. Don't forget, when you swing trade like this, you have already loaded up so heavy that you can't afford to really, you have to be, let's try to get this gauged right. Make sure I have enough scalps built into this thing to fucking pay for this insane swing. Still got buy limits in there. Look at, they're going to retest the lows. Go figure, right? So we bought this whole thing in here, this cave in, and then we're buying all the way here next to the next. This leg amount is right to here. Next target's here, right? Based on symmetrical slicing of the market. If you just come in here hodgepodge, do people still now you're really buying. Oh, you're buying so heavy into this thing, you have no idea. All the way to here, a master stop is going to be, you just bought more than Jesus. Now, here, at the end of this half hour, if this is the biggest down candle on here, oh my God, I'm buying so hard right here. At new lows, I just bought more than I ever bought before, okay? If you think I bought a lot here, now this is where I started the video. If you think I bought a lot when we went into this hole, forget about it. And you think I bought a lot here, here's where I bought triple amount. So this is 3x, right? I'm getting in 3x here, 2x here, 1x. If that's martingale, I'm martingaling. Okay? And I'm buying every half hour big down. I'm waiting for this half hour to close. I'm so itching to buy pull the trigger as I see this happening. Okay. So I've done this trade, real time scalping. It's a riot. You're watching it below here and you're just thinking, oh my God, they're filling my limit. Should I buy some more at the market? Now, if your trigger's set to 1K, you are definitely buying. Every time you see it spike down, you're like, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Wait for the half hour to close. Oh my God, look at that. Then the half hour closes, it's down hard. You stop buying. Now it keeps tanking, coming into your limits. You know that you get to pull the trigger when this thing is, if you know that is in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I get to pull the trigger. I'm kind of excited, actually. Like I feel like a real sniper. Like, okay, they're only going to be in front of the store for 5 minutes. You have to kill them right fucking now. Like you're in a movie, right? I get that, but you got to be literally babysitting this thing or there's an alarm that goes off. Say, hey, new lows for the day. Oh, buy like a whore. New lows for the day. Oh, buy like a whore. You kidding? Buy like there's no tomorrow. Besides, you got limits in there already. 3x. Yeah, I'm just defiantly buying this. Right? Because I'm a buyer. I should have cashed out. This 2x bank should have gotten out of almost everything in the scalp world if it was buying from this first low down to here. It actually made a little bit of money on this entry. So the scalp banks come in like this. Now you got all this 3x shit down here. This is Martingale City, right? This is like platinum spurs, right? Real hand glove leather saddles on your horses, right? You've even got little horse. You're wearing a polo shirt and it's got a horse guy on it, right? Because you're that rich. You wear polo shirts, right? The usual trappings of wealth. Well, that guy, I don't know. I think he wears polo shirts. This Forex guy, I think he's a winning trader. I believe his system really works. No, I really do. So, we just bought like crazy there at New Lows. Are you nuts? Low of the day. Low of the day. Can't believe we bought it, right? So, yeah, this takes balls here, buying this low. I love it. I hate trends. I'd sell reversal any day of the week. The trend's your friend? Holy shit. I've never been more abused in my life. You with some chick? Oh yeah, I think it's wonderful. Next thing you know, she's hooking up with some guy at the karate shop and banging him. Great. Oh, that's wonderful. Fantastic relationship. Almost like I got stopped out. Got stopped out of that. And I put I couldn't handle losing anymore. So what I did here was I put all my stops right here at the edge of the market. Because I said, if it goes down one more pip today, I can't take it. I'm getting out. So put all my stops down here. So I might go flat here, right? Stop that whole trade. But what if I'm still holding a little bit? Because I have some stuff that's swing orientated and some stuff that's scalp orientated, right? Because the whole plan, the whole panographic of possibility of entry, right? And really just love being contrarian. If you say I love being disagreeable, but I'm disagreeable creative. That's in my resume. Disagreeable but creative. Tangential thinking, but entertaining. No. Angry and so according to some people, right? But of course, nobody wants to hear the truth that all the lies, the biggest lies, are the ones you tell yourself to rationalize some position in the market. But if you can accept being in a drawdown, so the question is, can you accept being in a drawdown, or would you rather be stopped out of a trade and just be pure scalper, or are you going to be hybrid, like scalp swing trader, or are you going to be swing trader? And the problem is that this is the problem I'm having. Anybody would have. Do I have time to do both? Well, you could swing trade. But that's a whole different kind of mindset, because if you know, when you look at your swing trade, you think to yourself, holy shit, I'm up 50 pips. If that was a scalp, fucking A. Like, how can you not? So when you see the guy that's got the nice car and you think, damn, my car is kind of fucked looking. Then you dawns on you, well, it's a more expensive car, or maybe it's higher maintenance, or maybe the insurance costs more, or maybe the whatever it is. And you think, well, that'd be more stress. Careful where I park it. So if you're trading very small and swing trading, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm pretty modest. I know I probably won't nail every trade. I could actually put in too wide a stop, even on a small position, and be really in trouble. I could run 100 pip stops and say, you know what? I'm going to risk $30 per trade. Fuck them. And if I overtrade that, I've still got the same problem, especially if I'm trying to make 10 pips from a 300 pip stop. I could say, well, my probability of winning is higher. So all this shit comes into being. But if you give yourself a hard number, you backward engineer it. So my whole premise is backward engineering stuff. Don't look to make pips, look to make money. If you're going to risk money, figure out your risk pool. Then you build it backwards, right? At $3, I can run a 30 pip stop with a 1K. Now build backwards from that. And how are you going to organize your navigator? Are you going to look at, well, I'm going to risk $3 to make 8. So right now I'm building a new limit grid based on the half a pip entry. So you can change by half a pip. So you have the resolution of a half a pip. You can put in a 10K with a single drop without fear of not getting it queued up perfectly. This is only for perfectionists, but you can run 20K in the space of a 10K now, a half pip apart. Now, a very focused version of that is a 3K that is 1.5 pips range. Still half pip apart. Very fine-tuned drop. In other words, the depth of resolution, once you're able to write a half a pip script, is insane. Not to mention, they can be tailored in such a way where it's severe compression. Like, it literally comes down, geometric compression, right? So now you can write a geometrically compressed script in actually like a 6K can now be a 12K, which is a big deal. Seriously. I think I'll write one later today. A geometric scaled limit drop. So that's interesting. That's fascinating, because you can have this very nice curve fitted, total risk, total reward. It could be scalp exited. It could risk 10 to make 5. But you can't drop that script all day long. I don't think you should go like this one guy's trying to do 30 pips to make 4 pips. I think that's a little bit, I'm afraid, to get stopped out trade. The script you're writing, or the system you're planning on doing. Now, if I do this on every currency pair, now imagine this guy wants to trade everything. This guy, the new trader, wants to trade everything. People misconceive what they have ability to pull the trigger on. Even if you did that, say every half hour, you get 8 pairs up, you pull the trigger on each one of those guys, you just put on a huge position. If you limit to 4-hour trigger pulls on 10 pairs, what is the total risk in that? In market-only entries. And then take a look at, well, are you going to place limits on those? Now, that's going to take yourself some fucking thinking, because you're going to have to look at the big picture, right? If you're going to put in deep orders, you're going to have to look this deep and say, well, would I put a buy limit down here tomorrow, like this deep? I mean, risking literally. Now, all of a sudden, this doesn't look like a big risk trade, right? Because in the in the landscape of everything, this is for people that are trapped. They bought in here, right? They bought into this big vault, and they haven't stopped sitting. So where would their stop be, right? Is that person making money? Does that strategy work? We can see it right here. We can see if it's working, right? So you bought new lows here. You're underwater, but you're not in more than 100K. 100K with a master stop down here. And you did the math and you said, well, you know what? Worst case scenario, they blow me up. Now, inside there, you got to pray to God that you had the brains to write a script that bought a slice of life here and a slice of life here, and these were designed to scalp out. You need to have layered, multi-dimensional, like aliens. What do they call them? These fucking, oh my God, what do they call the reptilian stuff that they say, well, I saw that reptile pop up in the picture there. Reptilians conspiracy, but so hopefully you got tagged on, you bought the floor here, you scalped to here, so you made something on that. You also bought, the previous day, you had a big plunge order here and you scalped some of that, and maybe you didn't realize this total profit, but you had the sell limits running the other way. Now it's about more buy limits and buying every half hour it's down, right? Because you missed your sell here, right? If you're going to do a bottom becomes a top, you missed it, right? So you missed this entry here. Oh, you didn't cash out of your winners that you bought on this big monster. Instead of this being a swing trade down there, this is a market order. Maybe you're not swing trading it. Maybe you're not building a swing trade on top of this. Maybe you have another broker for that. I can't, like I said, I can't switch time frames, but very few entries on the 4-hour chart. And now you're still waiting to get filled on scalp banks down here. So you could name the script for what is an intended scenario. Call it retrace, 50 pip retrace. Maybe it's a double click order that's, or maybe that's the name of the limit drop, 50 pip retrace. So the stops would be 20 to make 50. Incredible ratios. You still have to wait for that trade to play out, though. You still have to wait for that cycle to unfold. Even if you sold up here, there's a guy that did a trade in the room here. He sold the euro. See, he scalped like 5 pips. It dropped like 90 pips or something. And you could just literally be heartbroken that you didn't have a bigger take profit, right? So if you sold here on pure genius and your take profit is to here, you're like, well, Jesus Christ, man. I could have had an exit here knowing that this is the floor, this was the ceiling. They poke through, like you didn't break your pelvis, right? You got filled, tumble down, first target, and then you start buying on limits, and you're cashing out on your winners here. So this is the revolving door window. You're cashing out on your shorts, and you're buying on limits, and you're traded to the floor again. So this is a half hour, bam, 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 banging on, knocking on heaven's door and being rejected. Now you come in seriously, but you had to make money off these trades here. If you're a half-hour trader, this is all based on half-hour chart. So your buy limits are down here again for another. The scalps are in here, and the swing trades to the top. This would be the retracement trades are built in off the floor. These orders scalp to here. These, you don't buy heavy in the beginning. You buy heavy near the bottom of that bank. So it looks like this. Fat orders here and small orders, right? Or more orders here. Bigfoot. I call this Bigfoot. This is a script I wrote called Bigfoot. Because it looks like a big fucking foot. Like a big hobbit foot. It's got a French curve in there. A French curve. Logarithmic entry. Like, so you got to get this curve down. So it's a really fucking huge Bigfoot. Here's the heel. So you buy 1K, you buy a 2K, a 3, a 13, 48K, 96K, 200K. Big fat master stop. Bigfoot MS. Bigfoot SS is Bigfoot soft stop. That's what I called it. So I'm giving away my trade secrets here. No turtle soup though. Sorry guys. Bigfoot. I should get out these scripts. They were running 10Ks. They call it Bigfoot. Fucking blow your mind. 500 pips stop, dude. I swear to God, master stop of 200 pips. It buys 300 pips deep with a 500 pips stop, right? This is anger trading take. It's called Bigfoot. Sasquatch was the other alternative name for the script. But I couldn't spell Sasquatch, so I went with Bigfoot. So that was the original. I should post all my scripts I ever wrote just for fun. People can read that shit and go, what the fuck? And some of that shit's going to crash because it's not going to run. I never really compiled some of this stuff completely. But I must say, it's a journey of insanity that you got to enjoy. Like, you're not a swing trader, then you're just not into even swapping spit, apparently. But, yeah, Bigfoot. And so, what would be cool, though, is if we could get a animated GIF of a Bigfoot. You run that script, Sasquatch is running in the background on your charts. So let's go back to the. Is it Sasquatch or is it a guy in a suit? Yeah, it was a demo account, right? It's a guy in a suit. It's not a real Bigfoot trade. Bigfoot trades are real. Like, you're really in that trade. And because you martingaled up, right? Bigfoot on a horse. Right? Bigfoot on a horse. How about Bigfoot with spurs? Right? A gay Bigfoot with glitter spurs, okay? Just saying. It could happen. Hey, listen, eventually people are gonna go there because they're gonna run out of shit to do. Like when all the good jokes are used up, when it becomes okay to be inappropriate, when politically incorrect becomes politically correct again. That was the pendulum swings the other way. That's where everything will be, right? Okay, so here, we're going to golf now. Here's where the fair value entry. Here's where the top became a bottom, and here's a classic. And of course, we are hog long, dude. We've been buying. I've been anger accumulating. Obviously, right? You've seen this whole thing unfold. Now, this is Sunday night. Don't forget, I held over the weekend in anger here. I've not only do I have a couple stops here feathered out, but I'm prepared to buy more, right? More. This is like, you ever been in a relationship when somebody decides they're not going to talk to you, and you go into like no talk mode, right? You fight fire with fire, and so you have to be very, you have to be military about it, right? It's like, okay, mere flesh wound, right? Monty Python. Mere flesh wound. Doesn't bother me. It should not bother you to lose money. It should not bother you to accumulate a position. But what's going to bother the fuck out of you is holding through the swing. In other words, you've been getting hit over the head for 40 hours as you accumulate this monster swing trade. And you're scalping a little bit around the... Right, you're going on short dates and stuff. You're still cheating on your wife, right? But they're just very 1 hour in the hotel room. Or you got a hooker, a 30-minute hooker. That would be your scalp. So you got that going for you, and you're in a long-term relationship, right? You're swing trading. You're in a bad relationship, waiting for something to happen to her, right? I'm just saying. Imagine she's fragile, right? Something could happen to her. Like, only from watching Forensic Files, I can imagine that think of the guy that wants to kill his wife, and he's disappointed when something just happens to her wrong naturally. He's like, God damn it, I had that whole fucking thing planned out. I wrote a script. I fucking went to trading school. Goddamn fucking scenario didn't play out, but she is dead, right? Her heart blew up one day. Now, I always wonder, they should interview what? I really wish they would interview. I wish I was on Forensic Files. So tell me, it looks like you might have killed your wife. Does anybody first you got to find the guy that admits to it. The guy that admits to it, that's the interview question. Yes, Charles Manson. Well, if these people had just died before he got there, like they all happen to be choking on something they did to themselves, or when you showed up, just by happenstance, what's her name? The pregnant girl had her hand in the garbage disposal, right? He's like, oh, you know what? Looks like she's already in trouble. I'm going to pass. I'm going to let this one go. I wonder that's the awkward question. Because it was watching these, it's just too much fun. I mean, I could watch the Peterson murder. I could watch the documentary that on a loop. Watch these people. I mean, a Forex trader doesn't make these kind of mistakes, right? The guy that's blowing up a Forex account, his heart's in the right place. He's trying to make money, right? For his family, for his drug addiction, whatever have you, right? His heart's in the right place. A guy that's killing his wife is, you know what? Tone it down a little bit. Go to marriage counseling. Just back it down a notch. You'll be fine. Okay, it's Sunday. Okay, so Sunday was that double bar. This broker's unique because Sunday is that double thing. And we're still long. We're holding our anger trades from last week. And now we're adding on pullbacks too here. We're actually adding insult to injury like you're not supposed to do. We're going to build this position here. I don't know what's to come. We could blow up the account still. So we've gone to marriage counseling. It's kind of working out. I do have a parachute plan. I have stops in the market, which I have a prenuptial. If we're not able to work out our call them irreconcilable differences in the United States, we can't get that solved. What we do is we go to level DEFCON 5 or 8. We have this, well, you know what? We'll just go our separate ways, and you keep your debt and I'll keep mine, or you keep the kids and let me go have some fun. And, at that point, if I thought my wife was brighter than me, I would definitely opt out for, no, honey, you're a fucking genius. Huh? Give you the kids, and you seem to be more well-behaved than me. And I'm just going to go off and rape and pillage the market. So that was the problem I had with my first wife. She wanted me to sell all my musical equipment. I said, that's not going to happen. That's the only thing I can count on that's not going to fall out of love with me. I know my gear won't cheat on me, although you can cheat on your band and find better musicians, but you can't cheat on your gear will never cheat on you. This is the known fact of gear accumulation in all aspects. Even your gold coins won't cheat on you unless, you let them sleep with the silver coins, right? But cross-contamination. But seriously, trading's too much fun. Even if you only traded a demo for kicks now, I do still want to, I always talk about this, but I can't seem to find anybody who hasn't clouded their mind with, I can't seem to find a sample group of people that have never traded. Everybody I talk to has traded, so they're contaminated mentally. But certainly talking to, I guess I have to hang out at the, maybe a place where people are naive. Young people are like that. That's great. Of course, their parents let them trade, right? Where would you go to? I think actually going down to the ghetto with tablets may be a good fix. Give the guy cash and have him place trades for you. If he fucks that up, then you say, look, dude, I can't give you $20. You got to create a situation where somebody's going to trade, and then you give them $20 maybe. Right? They place the orders at least. I don't know what it is, the motivation to get people to trade, but there would be something where they wouldn't even know they're trading, right? You just give them, you say, listen, I got this thing I need you to do. You click this button. You don't show them the price grid, right? You can hide the prices in MT4. You just change the background color to match the template. They don't know what the fuck they're looking at. In fact, they don't even have to see anything but a color show up. They see pure indicator. Right? Imagine they see pure indicator, or they see just pure ATR. So they're your robot. They press a button when it gets to a certain threshold. And that's it. And then you can manage their trade. Like, you can see that come on the platform, but at least somebody's doing that. Then at some point, maybe you never have to reveal to this person what they're doing. I try to do this in Craigslist. It was a complete disaster. I ran an ad for bookkeeping, and I wanted to say, bookkeeper that's hot, female hot bookkeeper, possible in-house job, and then just send her MT4 platform login. And so that's what I said. I give you the password to log into my account so you can keep books on it, and I'll pay you X amount of dollars. Looking for a bookkeeper. Oh, well, when I said log in with a password, oh boy. Some guy flagged me, said, "Oh, fucking scam." Okay. If I went downtown and I said, "Here's $20 to do this for me." Oh, this guy's scamming. Right. So people don't believe you can make money trading, so everything's a scam and everything's so that's the filter right there. You're not even going to think you can make money scalping or swing trading because you're not doing it on a level that's comfortable for your equity curve. What do you make per month, right? So this guy wants to make $50,000 a year, he says. This guy in the chat window, and so I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, wow, where'd you come up with that number? Why not $100,000? Why not $1 million? Why not $1 million a month? Why not $1,000 a year? Like, set your targets low, man. Give yourself a fighting chance. Give yourself. I said sellers come in here at resistance. Go figure, right? So give yourself a fighting chance. Don't forget we're hog long on this right now. We're sitting underwater. We've been underwater for let me count the days. This is like real trading though. This here is real trading. This is what real swing trading is like. Swing trading is like the most amount of pips you'll ever make, and it's just ungodly, right? So if we got stopped at everything. And now we've bought this whole everything below here. We are in so big now. This is where martingale pays off. I say we were almost blowing up the account. We started our trading back here on these swings, a huge scalping. We made money on that run. We're still underwater. Don't forget, if we have the widest stops, I don't even know how big these ranges are right now. If we have monster stops, we're still underwater on these orders. And we've been accumulating this whole time. And this is where we have our gay knights in white and shining armor. Knights in white satin right here. Knights in white satin. These are gay armored guys. Around the castle. Knights in white satin. This is what happened to Bruce Jenner. He listened to Knights in white satin, fucked his head up. Years later, put a fucking brainworm in that fucker, and it came to blossom years later, right? So we bet the ranch in here now. Now this is our target. And people are buying here. They're like, woohoo, breakout city. Taking out the high the previous day. Ooh, they trapped them. Go figure. No. You mean look at this pattern. Are you kidding me? Just play back strategy tester. Save yourself a bunch of look, they didn't even hit that wick. Like came right to the edge. Look at the wick window, supply zone. Closed from wick on the half hour. Look at them rip that back. Look at buy tags, limit entries. Oof. Could we crush up into this? Cash out. Boom. Done for the day. What do you think? Do you think this vacuum is big enough yet? So as the vacuum fills, how big is this Gartley? This is your Gartley, like this. 2. This breast is bigger. This is a bikini top. This is the nipple. This breast is bigger than that breast. Which breast do you think is going to have the most fill? That most airbag. That airbag fill. Remember the airbag trade? Does anybody familiar with the airbag trade? Well, the airbag for Williams was the parachute to go the other way. Look at this swing trade. Now, this is Monday. You accumulated on Friday. You bought the ranch. You shit your pants. And you're like, oh, God, I'm holding that trade now. I'm holding that trade. I'm going to hold that trade. Hold that tiger, right? Hold that tiger. And here's the double bottom, ultimate target. But guess what? Scalpers are coming in right now. Look at them. All the scalp scripts you laid in here, you're making money right now. You are up on those trades. Look at, you're up. Are you not up on that trade? Your scalp bank, you have a 75K hand-placed limit grid bank up here, right? Are you not up on this trade, right? See how that works? High of the day, you sell the high of the day on a scalp bank, you are out of that trade. You're going to buy limits here. This is the half-hour chart. You're going to buy limits here, hand-placed limits here. You're hog long on the swing still, but you scalp something. You made some money off of that. You don't have to go to another currency pair, right? If you've got, and here's the big doji, here's one of the big targets, here's the big target. You are still long. You're buying in pullbacks here. Every half hour pulls back with limits here. You're going to add to the position, and you're still short maybe on something that has a take profit down here. Depending how you design this sell bank, right, dictates how many cash outs there are along the way back into buys, and you're still monster long, and this is fair value. Big fat buys here for a scalp to here, and for some of them are adding on. So you're trading every phase of this thing. But overall, you are seriously swing trading, scalping around your position from one direction only on the scalps, but bi-directional. You're selling this, but you're long, right? You're selling this hunt, but you're also underwater from orders that from up here, and you bought on Monster Blast down. It's what's your total risk of ruin? How many orders do you have in working orders do you have? So you're still hog long, and you're going to buy all the way back to this. You're going to buy here, here, and you're really going to buy here. You're really buying here, and we have our first trend line we can draw. Our first golden setup comes back into the pocket. Back to fair value, right? Meanwhile, you've been making money on this shit. Think about it. You're still holding maybe from down here, this cash out was here. It's still not cashed out. You got it now, but you cashed out of enough. You've rotated your inventory, and you just bought at the market because it just went down for half an hour, right? Yes, there's a million reasons to buy. Some guy said, oh, millions of reasons to buy, just like SCT. Yeah, buy it. Buy that pullback. You've got so much in your gun. You got, right? You got a, you're still long from here. You haven't stopped out. You have buy limits here that didn't get filled. So you're forced to buy this, and not so much on the doji, but definitely the harder it is down in the half hour, the harder you buy. That's the fucking rule. Big hard down, buy big hard. Dump when it comes back to the floor. Dump something when it comes back to the floor. Buy again. Buy. Really buy. Buy these two. There's 3K you're long. You're cashing out as soon as you come to here. Maybe you're still holding stuff from down here. Big up. Dump. Put in limits. Buy the stop hunt. It's coming back here. Still waiting to get filled. Monster limits sitting right here. For God's sakes, we're just hitting perfect moving averages right now, right? I did videos like this live 2 years ago. I sat there and fucking trade the whole Asian session here on crack and was putting in orders like, okay, right here, buy limit, you know. Look at buy here at the market, waiting to buy at the market. Just got my finger on the fucking trigger. Trigger happy. Oh, I got buy limit starting right here, that wick. If I don't get it, I'm buying at the market, and the next, boom, I'm at the market. Now, what if I've reached my margin limit for the day? Guess what? I still got limits here, all the way to here, and I got to pull some limits if I think I'm going to overload the wagon because I'm ready to buy here. And in moments, the drop of a hat, you just bring it down here, man. Just bring it. My idea is bring it. If this is an iceberg that lasts for 4 hours or 1 hour, bring it. I'd love to see this fucking trade right here. Now. Like when I see this setup, this floor, I'm like, oh boy. I don't know. I loaded the market, but I got limits that got in. If I was here to see that happen, if I wasn't, I got enough limits here that I know I got scalps built into here. And if there's a master stop down here, I'm still in half this fucking thing. I have ridden it to here. Don't forget, look at the bigger, the deeper it goes. I don't know why I still don't understand why people are getting down on Martingale. It only makes sense that you're going to load the fucking wagon down here. Like you're going to break the bank getting in on that. If you're still holding to here, or for God's sakes, to here where it's the trap and rape, everybody knows the fastest money is going to be to here. The rest of this is going to be all dilly-dally, and maybe it's going to creep or gear out, right? This is exactly what happened on Friday. In golf, to the high the previous day, trade's over. Right? Although it didn't take out the low. It took out the low on Friday, but it totally went bookends here. Right? Friday's new low. You bought the new low. You sold the new high. Trade's over. You had to endure this pullback and this pullback. But for literally bookends, now it's taking out the high. Now it's cashing. I'll start cashing out on winners up here and possibly getting short, but I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not shorting it unless it gets above here, because that's the next window for a battle zone, a scalp zone. Now, I don't think we took out the high of the day yet. So it's still dicking around. Now, the ones that you bought at the market here and the one that you bought on the stop on here, so you had the big fat order right here. Here's where you put a fat order. In the supply window is the wick. If this is a 5 pip wick, this is where you put your 10K grid in with a stop here. It scalps. It scalps to say here, and it swings to here. It's totally out of that trade. You need to get that just right. Okay, these are very unique scripts. You can be a quarter pip apart. You can be geometrically apart. You can make literally from a 0.2 of a pip geometric expansion. 0.2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 128. That's 12.8 pips. Top of that ticket down here, you're literally geometric. If you can imagine that. And you can have, the stop needs to be, it'll be hard set to every ticket, so you'll have the same kind of stop. Your stop will look just like your entry. If your entry looks like this, on a limit grid, your stop looks like that. So it's getting in very hard, and then you have the same concept here, and then same thing on the way out. The in and out burger, on the way out, it's the same profits, right? So the dense pack here, there's a node, there's a boot, there's a big toe on the big foot, or the heel, right? If she's going the other way. If she's leaving the relationship, right? Like this, the joke is, if she has a nice ass, she say, I hate to see her come, but I'd love to see her go. That's only for girls with a nice ass. Because if she's big boobed, I guess you'd love to see her come. But that's naughty. That doesn't sound right? Now, we still have our buy limit sitting here, mind you, and we're patiently awaiting for to get filled on limits here that we just put back in. We're still long. This will be another perfect trend line meets iceberg setup. But don't forget, we're long. We're still long, and we're still in X for the big kahuna swing trade. As our goal is that we're going to start filling everything above us. The vacuum above is bigger than the vacuum below now, so the market's in imbalance, right? It's classic auction talk, right? The market's imbalance. Here is where everybody's trapped below, and unfair value is anything below this blue line here. Let's make this a big yellow line, big yellow taxi, right? And there you go. That's going to be the ultimate target for anybody that's accumulating during this accumulation phase here. So can you make it out of the hole here? Can you work your way out of this trade? Say you're not the best trader in the world and you overloaded the wagon down here. Okay, just brace yourself. Stop pulling the trigger. In fact, when I used to trade without stops, the broker would say, no more trading for you. You don't have a free margin left. You can't trade anymore. So I had to sit with the account flashing red in 4 standard lots and just wait. It was $500 in the account in equity only. No free margin. Did that on, did it for 2 years. I said, wow, this is beautiful. Look at this fucking broker. He's going to he's going to manage my money for me too. Beautiful. I couldn't be happier. Didn't even care. Never had so much fun in my life. Just pulling the trigger, like trade at the market exclusively. Never thought of a pending order. It wasn't until I saw that script I just fell over. I said, pending order. I said, wow, that's really, you get a pending. No market orders though. Very, very bizarre. No market orders on the MT4 original. There was a sell limit, a sell pending that would become a stop or a limit depending on the placement position. That was interesting. So, once again, we're about to get filled on our limits. Boom! Look at it sold. Robot sold. Go figure. See? Why robot? Another thing is when you watch a robot trade, you figure, oof, I could trade better than that. My worst day. I like how he took that. He's trading on the MACD theory. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Now this is Sunday. We're swing trading. Our targets here. I'm gonna pause the recorder and let this play. If I speed up the playback too fast, I'm gonna blow through. It's gonna go into hyper mode. I'm gonna miss all my entries. I ran out of data, and so I'm restarted the robot at the same place on the half-hour chart. So where we left off in the story order was we were underwater from a trade we placed back here. Original buy low, sell high theory. Now, this was the sideways spot, and I'm playing it back super slow right now. So I'm in real-time playback right now. Because I just want to recap those, how you made money on Thursday. So this is Thursday coming into Asia. This is Friday morning, smash down. You bought here really heavy. And if you bought heavy on the big down candles, right? And you've been buying, you probably bought this one. You probably did the same strategy here and you made money on this unfair back into fair, right? On the edge back into the center trade. And so we're seriously long here. We bought into Sunday night sell-off again, plus we had monster martingales down here. These were the, I think they were, or this is the submarine trade. Right? Here's the top of the submarine. See what I'm talking about? Remember anybody playing a bathtub when they were a kid? What happened to the bathtubtraders.com? Here's a little propeller back here. I'm just keeping it real. Where are the bats? I'm thinking to myself, rabies. Rabies spray has to be, one of the things. Don't forget, let's make sure your bat trades work out. Make sure it's not a rabbit bat. So this is the big trap, right? You sold back to here and you play the range game in different degrees of magnitude. So you have a 1x range game and you have a 2x range game. You're just grid trading it, right? Thing is, you put the orders in a hand-placed focused manner. So you do have sell stops and buy stops as soon as your true range drops down here. Now, you may run a 5-period true range on the 30-minute, right? So this is Steve Morrow. What he's doing, he's running a 200 MA, and he's running a 20 MA or 50, some shit, right? So he has enough. He's going to crash into a momentum swing on some level on those things, but that's a 15-minute chart. So he runs 15-minute charts. Okay, 50-period moving average on a 15-minute chart has probably the most cherry-picked, beautiful setups in the direction of the trend where the market literally pulls back, just by happen chance, into the previous it's a top bottom plus it's touching the 50 EMA, which is it's just a sloppy way to draw a trend line. It's like if a drunk person tried to follow you through the market, it 50 steps behind you. Not to mention they added up every step you took, so they're not taking the same path. They're gonna like you went through the forest literally zig by zag, and they're just kind of like, he's over here somewhere, like the aerial view of a drunk trajectory of chasing somebody at 50 steps out of sync per step. What's the point, right? Well, he's going in this general direction. The trend is he's running away from the cops over. He's not in a straight line because he's doing serpentine, right? The in-laws, serpentine. So, okay, so now pulling back again. Now I'm going to replay. Now, so far we have made money on maybe the submarine orders, right? On the depth charges, like the depth charge is coming in trying to kill the submarine, but your submarine has a focused detonator like this. It's like an inverted. It's a Gartley, right? Everything's a Gartley. Oh, I like the sailboat. This is the top of the. Come to think of it, it's a boat. Okay, it's not a submarine. Sorry. Okay, that's why you're losing. You got to trade the boat trade. And know when to trade the submarine trade, and know when to trade the boat or the sailwind trade. Pick up a wind, right? You got your sails up here. This is a sailboat trade where you have this is keeping you balanced, right? Here's the water level. But if you're getting on submarine orders, there's submarines down here. There's icebergs down. This is what fucked up Titanic supposedly hit an iceberg. They didn't see it, right? Because iceberg's supposed to be like 70%. Down here, and just a little itty bitty tip up here, right? But the iceberg order concept is it starts filling up like a horror. Maybe it's anti-martingale. Maybe that's what they mean because it gets very thin down here, but it's really fat. It's buying real fat here, but as it comes down, it's anti-martingale, right? You've heard of martingale. For anything that's pro, there's a nice thing about the universe. Anything there's a positive, there's a negative. Guaranteed. If it's going up and you're short, it's going up. If you're short, if it's going down, you're long. So if you're on the wrong side of the trade, how long are you on the wrong side of the trade? Should you buy another one? Should you dial cost average in? Well, fuck yes, right? If your idea that you want to be a buyer and you're committed to buying, you just keep fucking buying, okay? If you're a seller, you just keep selling. If that day you tell yourself, I'm just looking for the prices to get along because the last price pulse was up, in the crudest sense of trend, the last was yesterday up, you're in an uptrend. Was yesterday down, you're in a downtrend. If that was your checklist, you came to your platform every morning, you're a scalper. Or maybe you're a 20, 40-hour trader. Things that sheer up one day. What is your prognosis? Uptrend. No need to read the price chart. No need to look back 40 fucking weeks, 40 years. Talk about like the second coming of Christ. You don't have to worry about how on the first day there was, listen to Jan Hammer, right? Jan Hammer. So the beginning of the earth, everything starts. This is like, it doesn't have to be like Planet of the Apes, right? You don't have to see he's on the beach, right? Doesn't have to be like that. Trading doesn't have to be a nightmare. But it often is, right? Bad sizing, bad accommodating the market's dynamic range. So huge down candles, bam, bam, and like maybe you're buying this and getting stopped out of it. You got limits in here. Don't forget, you've been buying you're a swing trader. This is all based on the half hour meets the swing trader, right? That's the name of the video. So, every day you go to trade, what is the, are you going to go scalp the market, or you have these big orders that may not fill for like a day? Okay, that's like forever for me. I was waiting days for the market to make a new low. Okay, wow, new low. Finally, hello, like duh. But see, the thing is if you've ever seen a half hour, 15-minute chart, you say, holy fuck. Even if you're one of these head and shoulders traders, there's got to be at least a head and shoulders on the 15. And the 5, there's got to be a triple head and shoulders, which is a single head on the half hour maybe. So time frame overlay, some guy asked me about, look at the 1 minute chart. Well, fuck, look at the half minute chart. You really want to fucking go to Dust Copy and download CurrentX platform. You can sit there and pull the trigger. How good can you fuck? It's got, you can go 10 second chart. you can make a ton of money. The spread is like, you can't even see it. It's under half pip. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, I can see a pattern in the series of, it makes a 1 minute chart look like a 1 hour chart. I mean, you're coming in at 6x, so you've just gone from like a 5 minute to a 1 minute again. Going to actually 10, what am I talking about? 10 seconds chart, right? So six bars. But you have an edge by the guy that has the 1 minute chart. He's like, oh, we're waiting another minute. Oh, now the order flow on the see, the tick chart that comes in your screen is divorced, I think, of time. If a bunch of ticks come in, that thing just starts screaming by you. So it's more like a Renko or a stack up point and figure. It's distorting time. Where the time stamp issue, the rhythm or the triple top, or the double top, or the quadruple top, all that stuff, that's obviously a price pulse that if you sold the first screaming up, it's going up, 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 sell, 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 sell. Okay, this is the crescendo into the upside. Now stop selling. Wait for it to pull back off that last ticket. And hopefully the last ticket was a bigger ticket on some level and more scalp orientated, because now every bullet, it's like Russian roulette. Every time there's a blank shot, there's more chance that the next one's going to be the right. How many price pulses? How many half hours are you willing to sell into? Are you committed to sell every screaming up candle with a wide stop to build a position on a top, on a 15-minute chart, or on a half-hour chart? Do you have pendings up there already? They're getting tagged because of they're above you. It's the best place to sell is above you. And you're only into 20% of your allotment of trading for the day, of margin commitment. So how much have you put into that idea? So not everything you do is going to be a genius idea, right? Just like artwork. If you think, oh, I'd like to do something in just 2 colors, and you do it and you're like, God, it looks like 2 colors. Unless you blend them. So, you could take 2 colors and have the central dial. You have sell limits, you have buy limits. Okay, you're managing zones and styles of entry, and those all are triggering. So I'm going to play the market back here. Back to normal speed. And getting that just right. Okay, this is Goldilocks of margin usage meets kind of buy and sell grids. So go right up to 31 speed, which is almost, this is like pretty fast. If they go any faster than this, I'm screwed. Now let's take a look at where we got in here on unfair values. And we'd be underwater. Now, if you look at, remember the playback, we bought here on swing trades. I don't know how many pips deep we are actually, so just imagine you're trading with Empowered Trading, right? Where they don't talk about pips or anything like that. Risk. Just think about it like that. So here's your you bought. Let's see. You bought right here. You started buying here, and you bought really heavy these 2 tickets, right? So you're committed to that, and then you bought really heavy on this one. You bought heavy on these. Hopefully you scalped out of something there, but you came back in super aggressive with your iceberg order here, or your submarine order, and you're in it, now you're in the yellow submarine, right? And this is you have more than one submarine too. You have a layer of this, and don't forget you had to make something on this pullback. You had to have. And you also bought every screaming down. You're still buying every screaming down half hour, and you could be cashing out every screaming up half hour. You could be hedging out. And now you're buying again, and you're going to buy again. This is Sunday night. You bought 2 contracts there. You have more, another submarine below. Another submarine below you. Right? This is the... this is the guy they wanted to sue because of his name. This is the Thomas Dolby trade. And so here you just itching to buy. This on limits is the stop hunt here. Plus you got limits here. Plus you got limits here. Plus you're underwater. Your target now has to be this. And the hardest thing that you'll ever do is buy more down here, because you're say the lower it goes, the more I'll buy in anticipation of a swing back. So why would you buy down here if you didn't think it was going to retrace or start a whole new uptrend, right? Who doesn't buy here without that concept? And who isn't looking at, well, the first target, well, the target they had never got hit up here. But the longer this goes on, the more this vacuum forms. So it's only in your favor to sit tight. Like they say the best thing to do is stop moving. If you're sinking, stop digging. So if you think you're digging yourself a hole because every time you buy, well, you're just digging yourself a hole. I'm like, okay, like really? I'm swing trading. This is living with drawdown. This is living with a bad relationship, right? This is living with an axe murderer, and you just have to keep making sure the axes don't have any. It's just handles. You just leave handles when you go out to the store and come back. You make sure you strip all the heads off all the axes, right? Gave her mother 40 whacks, right? So, yeah, that's old. I'm talking about old stuff, the old days. Lizzie Borden. Was it Lizzie Borden gave her mom 40 whacks? He made a poem about it. Like, becomes a nursery rhyme. But then it's something else. So now we're sitting tight here. We're severely shitting our pants because we're underwater here on our swing trade. We had to put a blimp up here. So this, you're going to exit on a blimp. You're going to get on the submarine. So this is the blimp submarine trading system. The problem here is if your blimp, okay, if it shoots through this and screams this, your next blimp has to come in here, right? You sell the blimp, buy the sub. Your submarine and your blimp. This is the water table is fair value. You're at fair value. When they push so deep down here, they run out of oxygen. Basically, they get the bends. What happens is Eurodollar gets the bends. Has come back, get a breath of air, bobs back down, and just too much pressure up here now. So let's see. Okay, so we're waiting. We're waiting here. About to call some people and see if they can add some money to the account. Honey, can you call the bank? We're gonna need that third mortgage again. I keep telling myself when I do this trade, I'm gonna just take the money and I'm just gonna let this thing go through its whole swing, and we'll make back everything we've been losing for the past 3 years on this style of entry. But my wife's pretty. She took the anti-Stepford housewife, of course. That was. I don't know if anybody was around for that. I'm meeting all these young people, and I'm shooting off these comments, and they're just like, "Huh? Are you gonna be okay?" No, the Stepford Wives was Android wives. Android wives. Can you imagine? Stepford Wives, famous. But there's plenty of time to look at all that encrusted history of. Before it was called social media, it was pop culture. All the people that want to be on the edge, right? So that's it's coming back. So we're not going to buy anymore, right? We bought these last 3 bars heavy. We were prepared to buy down here. Now we're just sitting tight. We're underwater. It's been 3 days of pure hell, right? Because we bought here. We bought here. We bought these, pull back this one because we're swing traders, and we don't, we're just like, hey, you know what? We're swing traders. We don't care if this is a trend continuation trade. So we're just range trading it, and we consider this to be cheap relative to this part of the chart that's as crude as it is, looking back 3 days. Only 3 days. But what it allows us to do on a half-hour chart is get into a possible, I'd say maybe 15 trades, like if it's down half a day. I wonder what the count is, right? Now that'd be interesting statistics. How many actual down bars are there? And I could just turn off the up bars and I would see only down bars. Imagine a chart where you see only down bars. Some guy said in this comment on this Eccles Stokes video that, dude, candlesticks and support resistance is just bullshit. You got to be like in for a long-term trade. Like, what's this guy drinking? Okay, long-term trade, great. But, you mean to tell me you're just going to live on this one trade that's long-term If that trade doesn't work out and you got like a 300 pip stop because you can't risk that too much on a long-term trade, then you got to sit there and tell me, oh, well, yeah, I got stopped out. But it's okay because I got this other trade I made $100, 100 pips on, and that one I won. But you're down 300 pips on that other one. So very careful having a trade plan for every half hour that comes at you. So here you have not bought any of this so far today. You are holding longs from right here, your second mortgage, right? Your submarine, you had the third mortgage on deck. Your wife is ready to call that in. She's going to pad the account for you. Of course, you're going to have to probably sleep on the couch, but she will pad the account for you and get you out of this trade. Now you have to wait for it to clip through this, right? Don't buy anymore. You can't afford to buy anymore. Now you're just sitting back and going, honey, we're fucking break even. Hold on to your pants. We only have to wait 2 more days to get paid on this trade. Okay. Now, mind you, this is Sunday night. This is Monday. People are like, woohoo, Monday. Now, the people that are short are going to say, you know what? I got my robot set here to help manage my money. He's got to stop there. He's going to come in. He's going to take something off the table because we could slam right back up in here, and I don't want to be in long for this ride. Well, fuck, dude. I mean, really? You didn't think about getting the fuck out here on something? So the idea that Steve Morrow makes it sound like, whoa, all these dumb retail people are getting slammed this way, and the guys are running it that way, and they're running. No, the market's just running. The market is people trading. It's not us against them. I don't understand this whole thing. These victimhood guys, technical nails. Well, see what's going on here is the bank's trading against you. No, you're trading against your fear. Your fear of not jumping into a sell. Like if people are manipulating the market, well, that's wonderful. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't make any money, right? We need people to run the market up and down. What is this like? Well, those are the market makers. They trade against you. And you're showing the shit where they set the platform to lock you out. Of course, they're protecting their fucking equity, you dumb fuck. He's talking about 3 pips. Oh, they're taking 3 pips from you. Okay, they're taking 3 pips from you? Dude, you just made 180 pips in 2 days on 4 standard lots. You just made a bunch of money. Right? You made 200 pips. You made 10,000. You made $1,000, right, in 1 day off of some 100 pip move. So you did good, right? It cost you all $30 for that trade. It cost you $30. Maybe it cost you $50. What if it cost you $100 to make $1,000? Would you still trade? Dude, if the spread was fucking 5, I'd trade. I'm a trader. Listen, I don't understand it, but this is the thing, right? I'm old. So I remember when gas was 30 cents a gallon. I remember when gas was $1. When it went to $4, people, it's going to 10. People said, it's going to 10. I'm like, oh, this is looking this. Like, crude oil is going to like 1,000. Or gold's going to, huh? No, life's boring. It's not, none of this drama is going to happen. It's just clickbait. Clickbait for losers, right? Clickbait for dreamers. So that's what they call the people that come to the States. Yeah, they're dreaming all right. They're dreaming that it still was the United States in some regard, right? So here the scalpers came in. So did you see that, Phil? You see your sell limits getting filled there? Now that's your scalp trade, half hour. It wouldn't have mattered what was happening. It doesn't matter the candle pattern. You see how he just cashed out of something there? Or you just cashed out of everything here and you just told your wife, okay, look it, we are up 30%. We're going to come in with limits now, honey. Oh, okay, whatever you say. As long as you don't blow up the account again, dear. Like Marge, right? It's Homer's trading. Homer FX. Okay, as long as you don't. Here, honey, but it's a Fibonacci. Oh, that's okay then. Even though 50% is not a Fibonacci, well, I'd rather get a 62% pullback. We can make more money on the wave 5. All of a sudden, your wife's talking Elliott wave. This is something you don't want to have happen either. All of a sudden, your wife gets involved in trading, and now she's making more money than you, and she's cheating on you. Don't forget about that scenario. Some guy today wants to, he's worried about making all this money trading. He's like, thinking about all the things that could go wrong. I'm like, Jesus, that's not even the half of it. Like, think about this, think about that. I just had the list up, right? If you're into catastrophizing, there's a bottomless pit. That's what all or nothing thinkers do, is they catastrophize. Well, it's all going to go wrong. Everything's going to fuck up. It's all going to go wrong. And when it's going wrong, the first thing you're going to think of your swing trading is, this is wrong. This is wrong. I should have been short. How did I get into this trade? But a swing trader would never think like that. They'd think, oh, this is just a fucking killer opportunity. It's crazy. If I could just scalp through this swing here, pad my account, actually be up on scalps, because I realize the big retracement's going to take about 5 days. So if it drops for 3 days and I'm going, holy fuck, it dropped in another day? So this is when you have enough for the swing side of it. And look at the scalp you've made so much money off of here. Look at this scalp. So, would you have placed this order without confirmation is the question. This is going to be the big question that's going to be the one that basically separates the men from the boys. Because this would be the thing. Would you, on structure alone, put a sell limit bank above that wick to scalp back to, on the half hour, because you can see all the structures here, to take out this wick? So you know this wick exists, right? All the things you know about that. Of course, you'd have to wait for that kind. You'd have to wait for this candle. The candle just before the breakout to form. But this would be a scalp. This would not be... See, they just nicked the top of that, and then they came back and raped it again. And this is this is an hour and a half down, right? Hour and a half down. You just made all those pips in an hour and a half. Now, did you get out on this and in reverse and now load up and go long now? Or is that scalp over and you're still so long that that's just a little bit more money on a counter trend trade while you own? It's like writing a call when you own the stock, right? You'll pick up the premium if the market doesn't go anywhere because you're already long the instrument. So to scalp it off at the top of here and say, you know what, worst case scenario, it blows out the stop on this. Maybe the stop is the top of this bank. And I'm still so long that it's all right, you know. Now, are you still short? I'd say put buy limits here, right? To me, the logical thing now is if I am short, I've got my finger on the take all profits on the short side. Or I'm looking at the short tickets and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good idea. Because now I'm actually in a hedge coming back into my buy limits. Okay, now I get out of all my shorts. I cash out my shorts here because we have a down candle, time to buy. Let's buy back the shorts, leave a limit bank down here now, waiting for more fill. Okay, beautiful. Buying more. Maybe that's a 1K. Maybe that was a 40K. That's for you to decide. I can't decide that because I don't know how much money's in your account, and I don't know if you've blown up your account yet. Anybody would tell you that. I don't know how big you're trading. I can't answer that question. A real person that would worry about actually losing money in a statistical manner, a very anal mathematical approach, right? A very strict adherence to, keeping books like a real bookkeeper, not just having a beer and going, looks like a good place to get. Not that the guy that having a beer and just trading like my tequila buddy that made thousands of dollars, unbelievable amounts of money, like 10 times on a demo. And then he was like, look at this trade. I'm like, yeah, of course, dude, you fucking do what I did. You fucking bought the bottom like a greased pig and just let it go, right? You let it just pop it was spring loaded. It was like holding somebody, a submarine underground for too long and then, it pops up, can't something changes. The buoyancy, these are floating currency pairs without any limits, over the counter trading here too. So now maybe you bought these two big, don't forget you're buying every big down, right? Or you're buying back the shorts off of that scalp. Now you're holding and the day's just begun. And now you're coming into the new week and we have fresh real estate north of us. Okay. We've been in this trade we started this video back here. We've been at 1, 2, 3 days of buying. Not to mention all wonderful scalps in here. Just power. Just like the fractal. So there's a baby submarine here. And there's a baby blimp here. Then there's a monster blimp here. And there's a monster submarine down here, which we have not seen. Actually, we got into this giant submarine here. So there's a sub within the sub, right? this is where the harmonics come in. So this is an eighth, right? 32nd, 16th, right? This 16 foot, 32 foot wave. 32 foot wave, right? That's 32 hertz, right? Something like that. Hertz, look it up. But that's harmonics to me. Harmonics is standing waves, third order, fourth order harmonic, like third order harmonic. One sounds better than the other. Square wave. Square wave is like Renko chart. Square wave's kind of like a line chart, actually, just harsh, up, down, zigzag. Bars are kind of smooth. There's more emphasis on the, see, there's actually a wick on the candle because you have an open. There's an open hash mark on a bar chart, but the bar chart to me is a volatility chart. I see volatility. When I look at the bar chart, I think this is why people used to trade volatility breakouts and inside bars, right? This is what Akil Stokes could not do with system trade. But he should be able to show people, if we were a system trader, what would we do today? Well, we'd look for a higher, how would a system trader think? Right? They would say, well, looks like we have a small ATR here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a buy stop right here. See, now Jake showed me this system. He got himself some whiskey out and he showed me how to trade like this. Now, I'm telling you, it's the dumbest shit I ever saw, but fucking made money. So what we do here is we put a sell stop, buy stop, and holy fuck, we're long. He told me to kind of run a trail and stop here maybe, and do the same thing on this one, sell stop, buy stop. Holy fuck, we're long. Shit, my pants. And then he said, when it gets to big bars, don't trade the big bars. Stay away from the big bars. Big bars for big boys. Leave that to the limit traders. Let them put the sell image up here and trade this kickback. You let them take that daring trade. You let them drive off into the sunset and get fucked like a like a gigolo, right? So leave that to, and so here's like, well, I got trapped here. So I did what you said here. I got a little trapped there. I got I got filled on both legs. Well, son, I told you, when it gets like really randy like this, you're still gonna have to wait. And don't forget, Jake told me to put in extra orders. Put in some extra orders in case you're fucking wrong. What? Wrong? Son, I've been trading for, let me tell you how many accounts I've blown up. Let me just sit yourself down here. Let me tell you a story about blowing up accounts, son. And my pappy used to tell me, if you can't sit on your hands, we're going to cut them off. So, and he grew up tough. You got to have a movie, right? There's got to be a comedy movie out there for traders, forex traders. Well, he grew up. When he grew up, he was being beat by his daddy, and that's why he's today the most successful forex trader alive. Do you know how that is, son? No. Well, how does that work out? Well, it's just like, Stevie Wonder's really good because he's blind, right? He can hear good. See, extra skill set came alive for him, right? So he's been beat by his dad, and he went to trade, and he goes, fuck, I'm only losing money. This is not like getting my ass beat. See? Look, he's up on this trade here. He took Judd's advice. He's got a scalp on deck. He just made money. He got in right here. Just mechanical trading. Small, true range entry. Look at, even the robot got that right. Because robot's a little late on that trade, huh? MACD crossover. Don't forget, we are hog long this market. I'm going to speed this up a skosh. No, we can't. We're at the max speed. If we go any faster, we're just going to blow up. It's just going to blow through the chart. Okay, now we're getting filled on that buy limit thing here. Oh no, I guess it dies here. Anyways, no matter how much I track this into the future, I changed the last day. I kept upping it. Just as June. See, it only goes to November. Something's wrong with my data. Anyways, sorry about that anticlimactic ending. But you get my drift, right? You have to stand in the face of disaster and find a position. Another thing is, if you're just trading one currency like this, you're going to learn to endure the unendurable. This is the And besides, look at this. Look at these beautiful retests here just before we crashed. And of course, we had to buy that with an anticipation coming back to fair value. This is the Viktor Frankl trading method. Like, you've been to Auschwitz right now, or Dachau now, life seems easy, right? So yeah, if you've been beat by your family, trading could be the best revenge, right? Of course, you don't want to turn it so that your family is the market, and now you're going to try to really hit them. You're going to overtrade if you think that that's what you're up against, right? So you got to be careful that you don't psychologically create a win at all costs, which means you would lose, because all costs mean you're willing to not pay attention to costs in the view of, well, I'll be right in the end. See, I will win on logic. In other words, people finally see it my way, and know that logic and reason works, right? So you know logically that if it can't keep going down, sometime it's got to retrace. And if you're in the right sizing during the retracement, it only stands a vision that if you looked at any chart in hindsight, you would say, geez, if I would have bought there, if I would have sold there, certainly, right? And on the right sizing on that position, you'd probably make more money than you've made in maybe 5 years of working in your day job, had you just got into the right amount on the right time on the right day. And you didn't know, unbeknownst to you, you did not ever know that your account was on the verge of blowing up. You didn't even know what that meant. Because what they call beginner's luck, right? Because what happens to people, once they lose, they're going to go into capital preservation mode, which is where Akil Stokes lives. Because he's afraid of losing his family, his house, his this, his that. But those guys don't kill the market. Because Dante would tell you, they don't have the balls to step in and get in some fucking hard-ass trade and go, dude. Right? So Trader Dante can tell you the story where he's walking down the street. After he's in a big winning position, and he walks outside and he says, I'm supposed to stay in this trade because I have targets at X, right? But he's saying, I'm up so big on this trade, I should get out because I'm just never seen this much money. So that's worse than being in a losing position psychologically. That's more painful for all different pain centers in your head, though. So it's attacking your pleasures. It's a stop, I love it trade, right? But it's the anti-stop, I love it. You don't love the. It's one thing to hire somebody to beat you, or go into the market to lose money to feel like you're what do they call it? You got skin in the game, right? Like people would go to Vegas to gamble you're trading for entertainment with money. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you realize that, that's what you're doing, right? And that's okay. And that's a way to learn how to trade too. I wouldn't say this whole thing about you have to go to school to trade, you have to learn it. No, do you really? Even the people that went to school to trade are still blowing up their accounts. Because it's not the reason they're blowing up their account, maybe because their wife just sucks. Or maybe she doesn't suck, right? And so to get rid of her, I will file bankruptcy, and this way I can get out of the relationship. Like subconsciously, this is your exit plan because you found a way to lose money, or maybe you're trading just for the excitement. The random rewards is proven to be at the core of your brain, your reptilian brain, which is supposed to be still living under. Your caveman instincts, this is the fight and flight, is supposed to still exist in your mind. I think it goes away the older you get because you don't give a fuck if you die. You've lived, when you're young, I guess you're in this different mindset. And of course, you have a meme in your head or some idea of what success means, or what even making money, trading would mean, or even living your life it means, or the meaning of life, right? So before you get to trading, you got all sorts of drama that may come into trading. And when you lose at trading and you're confused because you don't know why you're losing, what am I doing wrong? I'm buying on pullbacks. What am I doing wrong? Well, the fact that you decided to get in and the size that you got in at, that math is going to have to occur to you at some point. That's why trading on margin is difficult for people, because psychologically, when they bought $20,000 of currency and it only cost them $20 or $100 to put that trade on, they're like, dude, I'm only risking $100. No, you're in this monster because it's commodities, it's leverage. Commodities is not as much leverage, it's only 100 to 1, but So you need more real money in your account, trade commodities. So the problem is Forex is people think they're scammed because they're too dumb to do math, or they don't know how to do math. So they see that I'm in $40, but you're in a standard lot. Dude, you just bought a house. You own a house without even fucking signing a title. No title search. You just bought a house by clicking on your mouse. You bought a house. So this guy today wants to make 50 grand. Dude, you're in a 50 grand position. What do you mean my 50 grand? You got 50 grand right now. How are you managing it? How are you managing the $50,000 trade you're in? You're in the whole point of trading Forex is that you have leverage. Your broker's giving you leverage. Even if he's butt fucking you on the spread, why do you care? He's giving you something you don't have. Margin. Okay? So this idea that the brokers are, what is wrong with people? Gas station, they don't say that. Well, they do actually. All the socialists, gas price too high. Well, stop driving. Shut up. I'm sick of the whining. Okay, I'm just sick of fucking whining. Oh, well, it's just the market's just not my patterns. It's not really at 618. I don't know if I should get in. Just get in. Shut up. Get in something. Oh my God. If you're afraid of missing out, buy a 1K every day. Buy a 1K with a 50 pip stop, just blindly, just like Kelvin, blindly sell, blindly. Just close your eyes, hit the button. What's $5 to you? 50 pip stop, 1K. What's $5 to you? How much you spent on lunch today? So all this stuff matters, man. All this stuff is in your fucking head. Now you're up on some trade really big. Do you say, holy shit? Each time you're gonna, just like you would build muscles for losing, you build muscles for winning, because you're gonna get out of that trade. If it's a swing trade, if you told yourself you're going to stay in there for 3 days and you do that, you call it a disciplined trader, right? You bought for 3 days and you waited 3 days. It was a 6-day swing. Anybody see a 6-day swing in the market? Can anybody find in their chart where the market went down for 3 days? Just find 3 down bars and ask yourself, would you have bought every day it went down? The crudest trading plan on the fucking planet. I don't think it gets any cruder. Does it really get any cruder? Here, let me go to a real chart here. So this is the Swiss franc. Would you have bought the Swiss franc every day it went down this month? Would you have bought it every day it went down? Well, I don't know, man. That's good. Okay, well, there you go, right? You don't know. What if you put a buy limit starting on the Swiss franc here? This is the daily chart, mind you. Now, everything we just did in that thing there, you'd have to endure this. You need this kind of balls. And I think actually here's Sunday. This is Sunday. I can see Sunday. It's the baby candle. This is the same broker. This is Evolve Markets Bitcoin broker. We just ran the thing on. So you have to ask yourself a question here. What is the next trade on the Swiss franc, for God's sakes? Okay, well, you just scalped off of this, right? You just sold off of this treetop here. That was your scalp, the pullback on the daily. Now, if you bought this day, plus you're getting filled on limits, 10 pip grid, buy Sunday night. So you buy on Friday. Here's the end of Monday, buy. The end of Tuesday, buy. Or maybe this is Sunday, I don't know. But you bought. These are 2 big buys, right? And this is a big, bears in control here. I know. Bears in control. That's right. You got that right. Bears and we got buy limits every. We got a 1K on every single. So you're getting into how much K here? And you got to stop down here, right? Your stop's down here, and you got another. Don't forget, this is your submarine trade. Submarine, right? One of my submarines. It's missing. This is the top. Top becomes the bottom. You're buying every day. It pulls back. So here's a buy. Here's a buy. You're adding only on pullbacks. Here you bought. Now you're really a serious long-term. This is a long-term trade. This would be like a long-term trade, right? You bought here. This is the big. The dollar is going to hell. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for the buy signal, right? Bye. Hold through here. Maybe you dumped the whole thing here, right? So you just made You risk this much to make this much, but in a spectrum of exits, and some of this stuff got out here, some of it got out here, and some of it, maybe you're still slightly long and you went all the way up to here, to where they trapped all the traders in a 20 pip window, go figure, and then raped it back, right? So this is the trap and rape off the tops, wherever they should be. It's not Steve Morrow shit. It's so complicated. Jesus Christ, I still can't. I want to poke out my mind's eye from looking at this 200 period moving average cross. So we're going to get in here because we got a dinky wink candle. I'm like, holy shit, man. A dinky wink candle? Is this a new candle pattern? I can't even watch it anymore, dude. I watch it almost like you would beat your head against the wall because it feels so good when you stop. That's why I watch it. So zoom out. Where's my zoom key? It's fucking gone. Son of a bitch. Okay, here. Zoom hourglass is gone. Must have deleted the fuck. Turn that off somehow. Anyways. And so look at all the trades on here from just the ledge trap entry right there. This is painfully obvious 10 pip trap window here. And this is all that matters, is this entry right here. And you have to do this by hand. There's no robot that's going to find these little cute vacuums here. This is like almost a 1 pip. This double retest. Your limits are here. Right here was your entry on limits. Hand place limits right at the edge, right there. And so you scalped this 30 pip pullback here, and maybe you dumped the whole thing, and maybe you got buy limits sitting down here again. So it's just placing orders is all it is. Trading is very boring. It's a real heartbreaker. That's not more exciting, and there's not more. Look at this vacuum fill trap. This is another window of 10 pips off of this rooftop. Rooftop trading. This is the Mary Poppins trade here. You're on the roof. I found that to be a very disturbing movie, actually. It made me very afraid of heights, that movie. All these people jumping on rooftops and dancing like fucking crackheads on the rooftop was... What are these movies people grew up with? Look at this 10 pip, 9 pip window here. Big scalp bank right up here. Anybody putting that order in ahead of time? How about here? Anybody buy this 1 pip stop hunt here? Just like we saw in the yen. Same pattern in the yen. Stop out by how many pips? So is this the trade block entry? Can it get any cruder than this? No fills on these, but look at that. And look at it, small ATR breakout. We have a top become a bottom on the daily. Right here. This is the setup people talk about till the cows come home, right? This is the one they sell the courses on. Look at this setup here. Let me just show you what a trend line can do, buddy. Okay, we did this on close. I can't get the fucking thing to edit for me. What we did here is we did this on close. See, this is how this works. My grandpappy showed me this trade. That's right. He said, make it white and make it big. Because this is going to be our pivot. This is going to be a trend line pivot entry. It's magic. Works on closing only, though. See, closing only. This pattern would never show up on Wix. Can't people see that shit? Step away from the candles. See, the candles are a whole nother story. This here. All right. This is the ultimate setup. People talk about this setup. And maybe it's just by happen chance that this even happened, but it doesn't matter. The fact is you got in here on the stop hunt, and it's a sloppy top and bottom. It's a top bottom that's happening at a momentum crossover. This is a natural phenomenon of momentum. So of course the market has a cadence and it has a momentum. Here, right? 1, 2, triple top, breakthrough. You're in before the wick traders, right? You're in before the guy that's got the trend line on wicks. He's like, well, I'm waiting for this cross over here. Okay, buddy. I'm trading on the clock. If it's up, I'm selling. If it's down, I'm buying. I also traded this You could trade on the daily chart. You're literally scalping on here. Can you anybody see the next scalp to come? Right up here, this vacuum. Okay, you can sell up into this next week, just like you're going to buy into the euro plunge, right? The opposite would be true in the euro next week. You're going to buy bounces and scalp with ice packs, iceberg orders, right? Sleeper cells, dark pools, whatever you want to call them. You could call them the urchin entry. You have a sea urchin down here, right? And he's going to get filled. Market's going to spike into it. And it's like, okay, why does your Lamborghini say sea urchin on the license plate? Okay, it's a long story, man. It has to do with the pattern trading I invented. Yeah, that's right. I'm that guy. I invented that pattern trading. You heard of me. You see me on CNBC. I'm on the financial news channels. Yeah, I'm the guy that says sell new highs. You're the sell new high guy? Yeah. Sell new high was a 10, 20 pip stop. Yeah, on the dailies. Huh? Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Buy new lows? Well, just a minute, Buster. You mean to tell me that you're going to assume this is a bottom and you're going to buy this with a limit? Get out of here. Where's your checklist for entry? You know what we do here is we judge trades. I give that a 6. What's your best trade you ever took? An 8? Did you lose? Yeah, but I stuck to my plan. Okay, well, I give this trade a 1, so I'm going to trade very lightly on this trade. Well, fuck no. The market's telling you how heavy to trade it. It's telling you anytime you come below her, buy me like a whore. Love me to death. Anything below this is the supply zone. How do you know it's a supply zone? Because it's the wick. How do you know it's a demand zone or the opposite? Whatever the fuck, I don't know. How do you know it's a zone? Because it's a zone. How do you know it's the wick? Because it's a wick. How do you know that's where the orders go? Because the market's telling you. Start selling me from here to here. Please do that for me. Please sell me. All right? Because you may not get filled up here. Has anybody seen a failure swing where no limits are filled? You don't get this awesome entry. Can anybody see a time on this chart where you don't get the awesome entry? You sell from here to here and no awesome entry before the plunge, right? There is no awesome entry, dude. Dude, that's the awesomest entry. Yeah, I know. You have a buy limit pending here. They come down, they fill that. You're like, dude. This is the top inside the bottom I talked about a year ago for like, I used to be on that fucking saw. In the top inside the bottom. Is this a bottom? Is this a top? Is this the top inside the bottom? Is this the top inside the bottom? Did you buy that? Did you get crushed? Yes. Is this the top inside the bottom? Did you buy that? Did you get crushed? Yes. Is this the top inside the bottom? Yes. You scalped that. Now you got the. Did you sell the this is the Mary Poppins trade. Did you sell the rooftop? Bam. Now, with both strategies of you don't want to chase it because it's going up. It's too late to chase. What do? You sell. It's too late to chase it up. What do? You buy limits. So it's you buying and selling one instrument back and forth, back and forth. You don't have a bias. You can see what a counter trend trade looks like. You just made 30 pips off the top of that. And whatever tickets you laced in there, maybe it is 1.5 standard lots, and actually here's 75K here, and here's 50K sell, and this is 25 lightly selling, 25 all the way martingale up, right? Get your get the YMCA Martingale Club, and get all your bouncers and go to the club, right? Roadhouse, movie Roadhouse. Can't believe people haven't heard about that, but your double bottom inside the 10 pip window double bottom. In other words, it's a double bottom where it closed inside. That's very important, because if you're getting in with tight stops here and you're scalping to the floor to pay the rent, you may never see this entry. Don't forget, you may never see that big kahuna trade. And how many tickets did you buy here on? Did you have scalps that got blown out? Okay, no big deal. Are you buying everything below here so that when it gets up here, you're like, yeah, right? Just like you're selling everything above here for this pullback. Don't forget that trade. Every trade, you can see every trade on here. I'm just going back each bar, all the trades you missed because you didn't have the balls to put sell limits up here in the vacuum with a stop here. And it comes smashing back to here. And you got buy limits you're on the daily chart. What is a temptation? At this point, can anybody see a problem with this genius trade plan? If you're still watching, you're still listening. I don't care. I'm just going to go off. Right, had it. I'm doing a low grade recording with, so I could pack a lot into this. It's a podcast, so to speak. But I can see a problem with this trade plan. All right off the bat. Anybody in the trade room want to? There's a lonely dog across the street. Anybody want to guess? I'll ask the trade room. Dead silence. No, listening back. Okay, I think I can figure it out right now. I can't wait to see what the 4-hour chart looks like. Now, where's my discipline going to go? Out the fucking window. I'm going to go, well, let's go down to the trading time frame. Okay, but with swing trader, are you prepared to look at the double bottom, the 4-hour, and make a whole different trade plan now? If you're trading 22 currencies and you're looking at daily charts, trade that on a laptop. Do not commingle your 4-hour date with your married life. If you have a girl that you can see for 4 hours, right? Because you only got that pill gives you a 4-hour window. I guess, right? You get that 4-hour pill. That's a 4-hour trade. And you have the other. Your wife's at home and she's in the daily charts, and she's got pendings on the daily, so she's the patient. You didn't have to wait very long here, though, because on this day here, you could have placed, after this thing completed, or you bought because it's down, right? You bought every day it's down, you buy. What kind of trade are you talking about? Yeah, okay, that's on this other account. You barely traded. High probability trades, small tickets. Right? High probability trades. Maybe you do put in a 3K here, and there's a built-in scalp. Very complicated, right? I think I've overdone it for as many orders as I put in. So let's take it down to a 2-ticket scenario. Buy one here at the market. You put a buy limit pending in. You have a stop here and a stop here connected to these two orders. One of these is a scalp. One of them is a big move. That's it. 2K there, and then you bought one at the market, so it's 3K. 3K. That's it. Same thing on the top side. Here's the rooftops. Here's Mary Poppins, right? Chimney trade, right? This is the chimneys on the rooftops. You're selling the chimney stack. Whatever metaphor you need to make money. If you're buying the the stunt dick entry, right? That is the trade. And you can just, that's trading. To me, that's trading. Now, what's going to happen to your brain is you're going to say, how is there some way I can ride? No, there's no way you could ride that. If you can't handle the equity swings of your money gyrating in the account and you're asking yourself, why didn't I get out here? Why didn't I get in here? Why didn't I get out here? Why don't I just buy, hold, for 10 days? Well, you can't, because look at this wick. Don't lie to yourself. Well, I should buy here and hold. No, you can't, because if you bought here, you're fucking back to break even. If you move your stop to break even, they just fucked your head off and went and raped the whole town. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, that's my 4-hour presentation on how to trade and how to not trade. Weekend update. And the misery of